All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to Keep the Peace for our Set Review Roundup Part 2, where we're going to be hanging out, chilling, having fun, and coming together to review a bunch of sets from our backlog. How is everyone doing today?
Good.
Splendid.
A little
Splendiferous.
Splendid. Who all do we have today? I'm Meso.
I'm Sokoda. Oh, probably too early.
I'm Starbreaker.
I'm Caleb.
And yeah, it's gonna be fun. We are gonna be doing a bunch of things on this stream. I want to say, as always, with streams like this, I want to say big thank you to the Lego Ambassador Network, who provided sets for review as well as building, which I will be doing because I don't have any sets to review, so I'll be building the Lego Milky Way set that you can see in the background, just set number 31212. It's part of the recent Lego art series. I'm a big Starry Night shill, so I'm excited to build this one too and add it to the repertoire. As for our other things we're going to be doing, Kleb, you have one set you're going to be reviewing, which is yours.
My set is Planet Earth and Moon in Orbit, the Technic OOE set.
Nice.
Love that
Planet, Earth, and Moon. Which one is that? Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It was a 42179, the ugly one.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
Dang,
I'm a hater.
That's mean.
That's messed up.
I'm a hater. And
Messed up.
Sokoda, you have one set you're going to be building, but it wasn't
Yes.
provided by the land. You just bought it.
No, it's a bit of a long story I can explain. So it's kind of like my white whale set I've been wanting to get for a long time, and I made a good eBay deal, and I got Ninjago City, the original Ninjago City, the only one I was missing for the city.
Oh.
And I had to, it came assembled, but broken down, of course, because of shipping. So I disassembled the whole thing, washed all the pieces, and put it in the numbered bags again, so I can build it.
That's honestly
with the instructions
insane.
now. Yeah,
That's
it took way too
really
long. But
Well,
yes.
okay. It's insane, but at the same time,
Yes,
didn't you get it for
I got it for the
retail?
original price, and it's pretty much
Oh.
complete. It was missing 4 small pieces that are
Yeah,
very
that's the
common.
insane part. I paid almost $800 for
Yeah.
mine.
So
Why would you do that?
was an
because I didn't
insanely
wa-
good deal.
Why at that
Because
point would you not bricklink it?
Because number one, hassle. Number two,
Hassle,
I
it does it
didn't-
for you.
I didn't want to do what Sokoda just described doing. But now, in the year 2024, that doesn't sound like so bad of a prospect because of money. But yeah, he'll be building that. And then the real star of the show here is
Zack,
your boy
Unattended,
Zack,
I'm sure.
the star breaker himself,
the Lego
who has
maniac.
a lot of sets to review.
And none of them were originally mine.
Yeah, so here's the thing. As some of you all know, our group used to be larger. We used to have other people who were actively doing content for our channel. We had people like LJ before his hiatus. We had people like Haley before her departure. And while everything was going on in those two's lives, where they were getting busier and then stuff was happening that led to them stepping away from the channel at independent times, they had unreviewed sets that they had been sent by Lego to review. And for instance, Haley had the last Ninjago core wave, and that got
2022 one,
bounced.
right?
The 2022 one, yes, which is wild to me. Almost 2 years. And then that got bounced to LJ to review, who then went on an indefinite hiatus, and so bounced it to Zack to review. And then in addition,
then I got COVID and had to delay my reviews.
Yes,
Oh.
exactly. And then you
Oh,
also
man.
have some sets that GL was going to review back when she was creating content for the channel, but now you are. And then you also have some Lego City mission sets, which we may or may not even get to
Which
today.
were from LJ, yeah.
Are also from LJ. So
And for those of you who are missing GL's content, worry not. When she's done with her flight training, she may come back and do set reviews for specific key sets that she actually likes to do. She's mentioned interest in doing, as long as I do the editing, she's mentioned interest in potentially accruing the Concorde Lego set. And,
Oh yeah, that one.
like Optimus Prime, for example. So if you miss her reviews, she might come back at some point. Don't worry.
well, that's going to be the purpose for today's stream. We're going to start with Kleb, just because, I mean, it only makes sense. He just has one, and then he can chill and then leave early if he wants to. Because
I can delay
Australia-
me further. I see
Australia.
how it is.
Kleb,
Okay.
sell me on this set that I am biased against, or don't if you hate it. I don't know what you think.
No. I think it's quite cool. So what we have here is, as Meso said, set number 42179, planet Earth and Moon in orbit, and we have it.
That sure is an orbit.
We have it nicely over here. So I think this is epic.
Okay.
I think
Alright.
just purely, I mean, aesthetically, I do like it.
Okay.
But purely from a building standpoint, I haven't had a stranger experience building a Lego set.
Get
Like,
the
there's-
globe,
there's-
then you will.
There's times where, like, I get this with Technic in general, where it's like you have no idea what weird component you're actually putting together and how it ends up slotting in, but this took that to like a whole new level. I'd be building these things and then putting it in, and I have very little understanding as to what it's actually doing. And then when all is said and done, you can sit down and you can turn this cool little crank, and
Wow.
it spins around.
Earth is so fast.
Yeah.
That's cool.
The Earth spins.
It
It's
is
all timed to the natural proportion.
Yeah, it's like relative to each other. It's correct,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
That's pretty
It
cool.
is really
Don't
cool.
lie. I didn't
And
know that.
it has a little. If we go back in time,
Oh,
Like
no.
Superman turning back time. by
I'm
flying
like,
around.
yeah, I'm like Superman.
Canonical Lego time travel happening.
As you can hopefully see, it has the
The
day or the
months.
month,
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
and so you
Are those
can
stickers
see-
or is it printed?
Yes, it's a set of 4 long stickers.
No.
And then it has a similar setup for the moon phases.
Oh,
along
that's
here.
cool.
I see that
Um,
pearl gold bow rock eye.
Yes, there's
Bionicle
uh,
lives.
2 in this set.
Wow.
Now this is not the set for everyone. Okay, it's this big, clunky, if you will. It's a bit hard to display, especially because it has a moving arm. If you intend on rotating it,
My issue is this seems like a play set that only older people will want to buy.
I mean, well,
That's
Yeah,
the best
well,
way
it-
to describe it.
I don't know.
I-
could
would
see
it
like
have
a
an
12-year-old
issue,
who's
though?
into like space and stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like
Like
middle
this?
schoolers who are into astrology. Like
it's definitely
Astrology?
and astronomy, not astrology. Totally different things. Oh.
Bro, I love astrology.
I mean, maybe
man.
with the moon phases thing.
Bro.
But yeah, I mean,
that's
I
pretty
like,
rare
I
on the
don't,
internet now.
I don't necessarily agree or disagree with that statement, but I think it's one of those cases where it's a very niche set. Like, this isn't for a Technic fan. This isn't for a general Lego fan. It's for someone that's interested in space.
Here's
Yeah.
a-
Yeah.
like the orbital mechanics. And
I think it's really cool that this set
Arrows.
exists because it
Yeah.
shows that Technic doesn't have to be vehicles.
A good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah,
And I hope they do more stuff like that.
I respect that. I can't
it
disagree with that.
feels like a Lego classroom set, something that you would send to a teacher and
Yes.
have them like, oh, you can build this little solar system display. You know,
Yeah.
I think
Definitely.
especially because of just the sheer learning aspect of
It
it,
also-
of learning gear ratios to
Yeah.
determine like keeping track of
Yeah.
time. Like this could very well inspire someone to build their own clock out of Lego or something like that.
Yeah.
Bro, I love Lego school.
Mindstorms kits were
Yeah.
huge.
Well, I
in
haven't-
We had
school.
Mindstorms at our school. Sadly, after I was done.
Impressive.
But there are schools that use Lego for educational purposes a lot. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I won't knock it. I mean, I don't think like you
Mm.
raise a good point about like it's the benefits of it existing. It's just for me as someone who isn't super into space,
Yeah.
it doesn't really have that much appeal. Like I buy the
Right.
globe, like yeah, sure, I'm getting like there's some knowledge associated with like global geography and stuff, but I also just have like a cool build. I buy this Milky Way, and it's a cool build. I see this contraption, and I'm like, well, it looks really fun to spin, but like so does an Ninjago spinner, see me buying like a bunch of those. But I get the point. I respect its build. I will not knock it. It's a masterpiece
Yeah.
for what it's setting out to do.
We set it to September 1st.
because that's
Which
Hydro
is-
Whipper
which is
Day.
A Hydro Whipper Day.
Everyone, it's Hydro Whipper Eve, and we're going for Hydro Whipper Day tomorrow, depending on your
Yes,
time
someone
zone, I guess.
educated us about Hydro Whipper Day.
Yep, it's coming up again. Major celebration, big events.
Happy Hydro Whipper Day to everyone in the Hydro Whipper community. And
It as I suppose the last statement on recommendation. If you think you'll like this set, if you're somebody watching and you kind of think you'll like this set, you probably will, because I think if you're interested in it, that's kind of the first hurdle. But if you want to get into Technic builds and Technic mechanics, it's a great alternative to something like a car. But it has they have like gearbox systems and stuff in a lot of those Lego cars. But this is like a wholly different beast.
How much is this set?
That's a great question. Let me bring up Rick's set. It is $74.99 USD, I think.
yep, that is correct.
Yep. With a piece count of
526.
there you go.
Yeah, it's
So-
not great, I guess, but I don't know how Technic usually is. I don't buy a lot of Technic.
Yeah, I don't know. I think because there's lots of big bars and like the spheres and these rings, so it's like I'm sure the like Bionicle logic holds out.
Mm-hmm. Likely
You know.
true.
That's my cool little set. I keep it on my shelf and I try to change it with the days.
That's
That'd be
cool.
cool. That's cool.
I, for
I'm-
one, think they should have made the Bionicle system as the set, like in the logo.
Yeah.
And
You
you're gonna have the
probably
planet.
could modify it
Oh.
to be that.
Oh
The
my
one thing
God.
I wonder about
Good.
this set is kind of like, because there are models like this with like the sun, earth, and moon that are not Lego, and they are of course a lot more like thinner beams holding up the planets.
Yeah.
And I wonder if it could have been possible to make it look a bit more elegant. But probably would have to be bigger for that. But yeah.
I don't know.
much more
I don't know.
expensive.
Well, I mean, it's pretty. Like, if I hold it up like this, you might have a better look. Like, parts of it are kind of as compact as they probably can be.
Yeah,
as far as
probably.
as far as
It
a Lego
comes
build
with-
goes.
It just comes with the territory of the smallest you can build in Lego is confined to the 1x1 space.
Yeah, and
Mm.
especially with Technic gears and stuff, you're of
Yeah.
course constrained in size.
It's like, sure, Lego could make something that works only with 1x1 gears, but until they make like a bunch more specifically for that smaller scale,
Yeah,
that's just not really feasible. And also, why would they when that just means the parts are more likely to break?
yeah, or
Sad, but
kids
true.
could swallow them or something.
That too. That too.
Classic don't swallow the pieces moment. Have any of you ever swallowed a Lego piece?
I can't
Yes.
say I have. No.
I unfortunately I think it's a story a little too visceral.
Oh no.
It went poorly.
So you and AJ
Uh,
both then got it.
Eating
What?
Lego
Yeah,
pieces gone
it
wrong.
was. It was.
With AJ, it was a Zamor sphere, I believe.
Oh no!
Excuse me?
Right? Am I wrong? Do I have this story right? Didn't you, AJ? Didn't you like swallow one of those like spheres, the Zamor spheres? Yeah, she did.
Oh no!
Dear.
I swallowed a
Did she wait? Important question. Did AJ get overtaken by the Makuta?
How would we know? Maybe she
was-
is
it
right
was-
now.
That's messed up.
Why not?
No, that was an old set of like bull horns from like the
Oh,
old
yeah.
medieval,
The small
and
ones.
I swallowed that as a quite a young child, and it did some damage on the way down. So to
Oh, really?
speak. And
Oh, okay.
yes,
That is deeply
I'm pretty
unfortunate.
sure. So I had to like go to hospital.
Ah, lovely.
I think.
Not a funny story. Got it.
No.
No, it was quite tragic. I still have some memories as well, unfortunately.
Oh man. Well, never mind then.
Sounds regrettably
My
traumatizing.
epic-
Final verdict on this.
story. Oh, it's epic.
It is spinning quite
It's
nicely.
epic. It's epic. It spins cool. If you're interested in Oris, if you're interested in a wacky Technic set, it's definitely for you.
All right.
It's also like I don't get a lot of Technic. I kind of would want to get some more Lego Technic because they have some really cool sets. This is like a cool one-off set where you don't feel like you have to get more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like so.
I should make a whole solar system.
Yeah, the Bionicle system, bro.
Would be hard with the sizes probably. Like the sun is already way too small in this.
Yes.
Well, fair enough. Thank you, Club, for the recommendation. I will cease being a hater about this model, but I also
It'd be
probably
cool if
won't
you
pick
could-
it up.
It'd be cool if you could make the Bionicle version of it. That'd be pretty cool.
It'd be quite an undertaking, especially with the gas clouds. But
Yeah.
I'm sure
Mhm.
someone could find a way to make it work.
Combined with the
I guess-
Milky Ways.
Yeah.
You just have the gas clouds as a backdrop.
Yeah.
All right,
All right,
Let's
Zack time.
it's Zack time.
Gonna step away for a moment.
Okay.
Right.
The
All right,
journey
fellas.
begins. What are we? We have a
Hello,
lot of
camera two.
variety. Yeah, we have camera 1, camera 2. We got a lot of variety today. What are we starting with?
We're gonna start with a regrettably retired product, an Atiri and Thanator versus the Amp suit from the first Avatar movie. The first Avatar, not Avatar: The Last Airbender, but Avatar, the James Cameron film. Set waves. This is the famous mech suit that you see used by most of the military throughout the film. It comes with this Thanator. I think this is how you pronounce it. I don't know. I don't recall ever hearing the creature's name actually in the movie. But it also comes with this nice jungle backdrop piece to show off all of the Pandoran fauna, flora, and inflate the price.
I like the
mean, well, listen,
backdrop though.
normally I clown on the backdrops. It does look nice.
Yeah.
It looks nice, but I have some pretty huge issues with it that I mostly went into in my last reviews that I did. My biggest issue with this is there's not enough color contrast to really make it feel like it's Pandora. When you're watching those movies, also just a consequence of CGI film at the time, the jungle's dark because it has a big tree canopy. And instead they use the standard classic Lego green and a lot of bright colors here. It feels very visually messy to look at when all side by side. So you can look at, oh, that plant is like a really cool alien plant. This is the least offending piece, I think, as far as the flora backdrops go for the Avatar set waves. Generally, my biggest critique over all of them was it was too bright for it to really match the Pandoran wildlife. And that just comes with the territory, I feel, of LEGO trying to make a more kid-friendly iteration of the films that they're adapting. Which leads me to my next point. The mech doesn't have a gun. The weapon that you see in 90% of these scenes, including the mech figure, they don't come with their guns. Instead, they come with this minifigure-sized machete.
That's hilarious. That looks
And
really
a
funny.
they have a
chainsaw,
machete
which
in the
I
movie?
happened to leave back there. If they did, it was in the background.
Okay.
I don't even remember them having the bright yellow chainsaw that this set comes with. Set information, this set is 75571, for those of you that are curious. It has 560 pieces. What did it retail for? Doesn't say on the website.
Brick set is your friend.
Yeah, let's look that up real quick. Brick set materia. It looks like it retailed for $44.99 USD. So
Based, and it had let's see,
it had
560
560 pieces. So
for a
honestly,
licensed set. That's good.
that's really good. My biggest complaint is it feels more like a $20 set that you got a backdrop for. A lot of the parts go into this. And I only say that because of the scale of these. It feels like it's a slightly beefier version of like the mech battle sets where you get like two mechs of similar size, you pit them against each other. I really like the build of the Thanator, this little six-legged jungle wolf
I
lizard.
feel that's definitely the highlight of the set for me. Is that funny looking thing?
I think if you're a creature fan, then this is definitely a really good build and a really cool way of showing how to do multiple limbs on a creature without it.
They did so many
Really
cool molds for
obscuring it.
these creatures for Avatar, the head molds.
The head molds
Oh.
are really nice. I wish that they had reused them for other things. But at the same time, as a Halo fan, I look at this and I see, oh, I could make like a jackal from Halo out of this.
True.
Do you think we're gonna get more Avatar sets when the new movie comes out?
I'm
Yes.
positive. I'm absolutely positive that that would be the case.
I would agree.
I
Which is
do
a
like the
flaw.
amp suit. I don't think I look back on the movie and remember it as sand green. It could be that LEGO was given very detailed 3D models or promotional pictures and artwork to work with, and it looked more like a military green. I remember them being more like gunmetal and gray and silvery, kind of
Yeah.
jungle dark green. So it could be they did this so they could actually show off the details. There are a few stickers on this. Let's see. It says Beyond Glory on one side of this. Yeah, it's just got bicep stickers, and then of course you can see this fun guy. If my camera will focus on him, can't remember his name. He dies in the first movie. Spoiler alert.
Oh,
General.
Yeah, the general. What's his name?
Quaritch.
Quaritch.
oh,
That's right.
Yeah.
Porridge.
Quaritch.
No. No,
Yeah,
no,
it's right here.
no.
Tyrion Thanator
Well-
versus Amp Suit Quaritch. Yeah. Quaritch.
I do like
Ah.
that they use sand green just for recolors.
That is fair. That is fair. And
We have enough
Mono here
dark, like
in the,
metallic shades.
Yeah, we have a
Mono
lot
here
of
in the
gray.
patron chat
so-
showing us it does depend on the model. Yeah, you look at one and it looks kind of like a steel blue. You look at another one, it's a more of a military green, and then in the final shot it looks like it's kind of gray. So it does, there's a lot of color variance for the different versions of these, but you'll also notice in all three of these pictures that were well, 2 of the 3 pictures posted here in the patron chat, which you could join for just $1 a month, by the way.
Base. Patreon.com
the mech is-
/TTV Channel. There you go.
Little
Yeah.
plug.
The mechs are holding guns. They're signature chain guns,
Oh.
which aren't real firearms. They're not real weapons. I understand they fire bullets, but it hasn't stopped them for the Avengers sets and stuff like that.
Signature chainsaws, you mean?
I mean, they do cut down trees and stuff too in the movie.
Yes, but
I
the
think
gun
it's
was
kind of
turned
funny.
into a
It's like,
chainsaw.
what's their consideration? Because like with a chainsaw, you can probably do way worse violence.
Like I was, we gotta
messed
acknowledge.
up.
But
Like I
I
was
think
in
it's like
consistent.
the idea is like with a gun you can really only do shooting, and with a chainsaw you could cut down trees and stuff. So yeah.
Mm.
There's a thing too, is like I don't remember seeing one chainsaw in any scene of the film, but as Monopier points out, they have a chainsaw on the underside of the machine gun, so that's probably where they got the chainsaw.
It's
That
Tower
is
tool
hilarious.
logic.
No, it is. Yeah, we gotta like I was like this. It's just how they are.
The leg articulation, I gotta say, is abysmal on this guy. It's a
Well,
consequence
yeah.
of it trying to look screen accurate, but I do quite like the feat. It is this kind of weird multi-piece segmented build here, so you can
Yeah.
have some.
Oh.
They have a bit of
variation
an
to, like,
ankle thingy.
It's SCCBS, right?
The
Yeah.
limbs.
Kind of, sort of, yeah. It's got mixel joints for the arms, and it's got the locked knees.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Locked.
But anyway, yeah, I'd say a solid. This was reviewed way too late out of 10.
There you go.
That's not.
But
a
I
good-
Messed
respect the
up.
hustle. Look at this frame, guys.
Oh wait, let me switch over to myself. Frame time.
That's really thick.
Quite large. That
Yeah.
is quite
Yeah.
large. I like that.
I
I
saw
hope you hang it on
like
your wall.
I saw a picture of someone with the Milky Way, and it looked a lot bigger than I expected the set to be.
I'm hyped. I can wear this on my head as a headgear. Life is good.
We appreciate headgear.
Oh god. Okay. Yeah. Anyway,
No dying,
what's
that's not allowed.
what's next, Zach?
Oh, if you want to keep talking while I set it up on frame.
Oh, that's weird.
Appreciate
Oh,
that.
frame, you say? No.
Oh,
Anyway.
epic. Ripley minifigure.
Oh,
Figure. Honestly, you know what? Huge props to this set. If you're an Aliens fan, right off the bat, head on over to probably Amazon.com because it's retired on Lego to buy Floating Mountains Site 26 and RDA Samson set number 75575 containing 887 pieces. Oh boy.
and it retailed for
Floating
$100.
Mountains retailed for
$100.
$100, it says?
$100. This is can I just say first of all, the set's name is hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a mouthful. All of these sets suffer from a mouthful name, I think, especially
I
the
think it's a current Lego
larger
trend
ones.
in general, where I feel like they search term optimize set names.
That
Oh.
makes sense. I hadn't thought about that.
Like we had a whole talk about that on Ninjago Cast with the what's it called? Aaron's Ninja Buggy Car, off-road Ninja Buggy Car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Aaron's off-road.
And I think it's also the whole reason because there was the whole controversy with Lego calling it Boba Fett's Starship. I think that's also they do that because people look up the character more likely than like the ship name.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably right, especially given if you look at like Avengers sets, for example, it'd be like, oh, a helicarrier battle, but people remember it as like, oh, it's that specific helicarrier set that has like Captain America and Black Panther, and you know, it's like I'm not listing a actual specific set in particular, but especially with their license themes, I imagine people are wanting to hunt and find for specific characters and vehicles, so it's
like Jedi Bob Starfighter.
Do we love Jedi Bob?
Anyway, this set doesn't initially feel like it's worth $100 right off the rip, but the more time I spent with it, the more I would say it was worthwhile, which it sucks because I could definitely see people not giving this the light of day at all. At first glance, it looks like a $50 set.
I'm one of them.
Yeah.
Convince me.
So not only do we start off with a lot of great minifigures, including six-legged haunts.
John Avatar himself, I see.
John Avatar.
Yeah,
What is
the
the
horse
guy's name
is
in the movie?
Jake Sully.
Jake Sully.
Jake Sully. Okay.
Jake Avatar.
This is. I didn't
Is that-
showcase this with the Thanator, but this animal does also feature the hair link kind of thing that you
Oh,
can
yeah.
do with animals. You can do that with every animal, and
Oh,
this
that's
connects
very
the
cool.
hair piece
Oh really?
in the back like that.
Yeah.
Which I've got mixed opinions about that, but I'm glad that it's media accurate, I suppose.
Is that a Natiri minifigure, Zach?
It was an Neytiri minifigure. It's the second
lovely.
Neytiri minifigure we've seen so far, because there was one in the AMP suit set that I just showed off, and there was also one that was inside of the Tree of Souls that I reviewed.
Oh, yes. With,
Nice thing about the horse is it does come with one of these blocks, so while you're not using the minifig in it, it fills out the side so you don't have a horse with a
that's
bite
good.
out of it, which is really
Yeah.
nice, and it also holds the antenna things in place with these clips, so it is just generally nice. Trying to remember the name of the character here. The nice guy, the nice scientist guy that
Yeah.
helps Jake acclimate. It comes with him.
The nice.
Oh,
Can't remember his
Norm?
name. Norm? Yeah, I know it starts with an
Norm.
M. That might
I
be
think
right,
it's
but yeah, it
Norm,
comes with
yeah.
him and a fun little spear here, and then what's her name? Was Jane, right?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah. And
yes.
she's got one face with the oxygen mask, and on the reverse side, she's got her normal face. So you can have her out in the Pandoran wildlife or just.
I think that's really cool that they
Wherever.
have the oxygen masks.
It is really cool. This set, starting with the actual base of things, you lift this up, and it's a really smooth, just slide that right off, slide it back on. It's snug and secure when you put it on there, so it's not going to move, and it comes off just really easy. So I was actually genuinely impressed that they were able to make that feel so seamless and yet so sturdy at the same time. Usually my issue with sets that open up like that is it feels really flimsy. It's going to fall apart if you jostle it too much or whatever. But inside you can see we've got wheelchair Jake.
Yeah.
In his yellow wheelchair, which is really nice. It's the industrial style wheelchair with the raised sides. And flipping this around, you can see that there's his little monitor showing off his face when he's sleeping inside the link bed here, which opens up and is all blue in there, so it mirrors the blue lighting of the film. It's got a little monitor here to have the scientists sit here in their little swivel chair, and the whole thing it stands on these hydraulics that make it feel like it's screen accurate. They're given the hydraulic stands so that this portable kind of science station could have level footing in the jungles.
Right.
Like a pod you can
Overall-
drop somewhere.
Absolutely. The whole set overall just feels really well detailed and yet still nice and compact. Overall, it definitely feels like it's got as many pieces as it says it does. But then on top of that, you get this Pandoran wildlife stand, which has a floating rock here that doubles as a stand for this aerial vehicle.
So that's the floating mountain in the.
Yeah.
This is the
That
floating
name.
mountain, which feels a little misleading because that's not really a mountain. It's more of a floating pebble, if you ask me. But this is again, I think one of the better examples of the wildlife because it uses sand green for the grass and then these really funky kind of stepped mushrooms at the bottom there. But I just generally like that it serves as a stand for this incredibly detailed aerial vehicle, which you can see we've got Avatar Jake sitting in. If
Oh,
you pop this open, we've
Jake.
got the pilot lady.
Jakeception.
Is Jakeception. It's got stickers on it for each side. It's got the roaring tiger. And then it's got this nice printing right here, which... No, never mind. That's stickers again. Still,
Oh,
it's got the blue stickers on the top to mirror the pattern that it's got painted on it in the movie, and these cool double gyrating elevation fans that are completely posable in whatever way you want, but it's a very nice little vehicle. Two little stud shooters. I'd shoot the camera, but I don't want to damage Jail's camera. Yeah, it's very surprisingly well detailed, and it feels like something you would expect out of like a single vehicle Marvel set that's in that like $30 range. But then it also has a stand that goes with it, which I feel makes up for, another $15-20. But then also you get this research base that's as well detailed as it is, which I could see easily being like $35 to $40, and you throw in all of the minifigures it comes with. It has a horse. It's got 1, 2, 3 of the
Navi.
The Navi, yeah, and then 3 regular minifigures as well, and the horse. Generally, like, I didn't feel like it was worth $100 at the time, but the more time I spent with it, the more I understood.
Counterpoint. It looks small.
It does look small, and I think that is generally just an issue of something this detailed, is it's going to look small and not feel like it's necessarily worth it, but
because there's like not a single focus.
It feels very split focus. This could have easily been 2 different sets. It did not need to be 1 set.
Like, it makes sense if you want to play the scene from the movie, right? But yeah, it's like you have a helicopter, you have the base, you have the horse, and the landscape, and it's kind of like if it was all focused all of it into one. It would be
I will say,
set.
It is a unique idea having so many like builds that are kind of like roughly equal in their focus. They get some props for trying that,
because they do all feel like vaguely screen size accurate too. Especially if you were like to throw the AMP suit on over here, you could recreate part of the final act of the movie, and have everything feel really easily in scale with itself. It's surprisingly evenly focused. But that really just, again, makes me feel like it was meant to be 2 separate sets, and they had a limit as to how many sets they were actually able to make.
Probably. It's very much just a thing, like, I talk about this a lot. It's like a perception of value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my head, you make a very good case for that set being worth 100. It's just hard for me to parse that it is actually worth 100. But I will say it does look pretty neat.
Oh, it's very neat. It is potentially the neatest of the wave.
Very good to see a structure that's actually a structure and not a facade.
Oh, for real.
That's true.
Which was very impressive, actually, when you turned it around.
Yeah.
What is your rating, Zach?
That's an excellent question. I think
an arbitrary number.
You need the Zack score.
Yeah, I think for the AMP suit, if I had to give it an actual number, I would have to rate it like a solid 8. This one, I would have to also give it an 8. The actual build is much higher, but because of its price point for when it launched, I can't really do any higher. It has the potential to be like a 9 or a 10 out of 10 because it is visually the most accurate you can get, but because the perception of value is there, this needed to be 2 different sets.
I feel that. I agree.
100% needed to be 2 different sets. Split it into like, a $45 and a $55 set, or just a 50 and 50. Like, it needed to be 2 different sets.
All right. Fare thee well, Avatar. We'll see you again for Avatar 3. I want to rewatch Avatar 1 and actually watch Avatar 2 because I only saw it once and I was in the front row for the 3D movie showing.
Oh, wonderful.
I can
Oh,
still,
why
if,
would you do that?
if I close my eyes, I can still see like blue people in my like close-up vision. Like, it was a borderline traumatic experience.
I haven't
So-
seen the second one, but I heard it's good.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, he's busting out the red.
The red.
Red.
Oh. I
Alright,
thought
make
I
small
was
talk.
playing Lego Star Wars 2 for a moment when I saw a red brick like that.
I want a
Yeah.
life-size mini kit. I genuinely want one someday.
What do you
Like
mean by
life size
size?
is in like
Yep.
a Lego
yep,
one,
exactly as you're thinking. No, not exactly as you think. I mean, like
a big one.
a big
Yeah.
one. Can't even
But
say
how-
why. I want
How
one someday.
big would life size be? Like,
He means like
About the
person
size of my
scale.
torso,
that's big.
like a repainted
Yeah.
trash can.
$1,000
too
set
big.
confirmed.
Oh no.
That would be funny. No,
Question is,
I
would
want to see
Star
one
Wars fans
displayed
buy
at a
it?
Lego store. To those
Yes,
of you maybe
yes.
out there that have the autonomy to decide what is displayed in your Lego store, make it happen. Make a mini kit.
It would
Just
be
do it.
cool if
Why
they
not?
hid it in like Legoland or something. Like
Right?
a giant big build
Uh-huh.
mini kit.
Put a dispenser next to it so you get a special like mini kit coin too, and you can cash it in for some kind of cool prize, like a just like a poly bag that is a mini kit. That'd be cool.
I think there's a mini kit in the new Lego Star Wars Advent Calendar.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
That's cool.
Yeah. Or
Now,
one
I'm
of the
gonna be
Lego
that guy.
Mhm.
What's a mini kit?
Dang!
You
Meso.
recognize it if you saw it.
Have you ever played
Doesn't
any of the
matter.
Lego Star Wars games?
Once, but I don't remember mini kit.
They're like
They
these
were
hidden
the
collectibles you can find in every level, basically.
I
they're
remember
the
it now.
white cylinders with the glowing
Yeah.
buttons on the side.
Yeah, I remember it now. I remember. Good times.
That's good times.
Oh, it's the Ninjago. What's it called? The building box?
Yeah, bro, it's ninja time. I'm so hyped. How goes the city?
So I
Epic.
got the base done, I guess. First 2 bags out of 16.
Would you say that it's
Impressive.
based?
It's based.
Here,
Based
Zach,
on
I'll
the
save you
hit
the trouble.
movie, the Lego Ninjago movie.
There you go. Here, Zach, I'll save you the
Alright.
trouble. So the set that Zach is about to review is from Ninjago Core's last wave, I believe, right? It was the final one.
Yeah.
Do we know
Um,
that it's the final one? Probably, right?
I
Yeah.
mean,
Dragons Rising.
you can reasonably infer it might return one day,
Maybe
but
they'll come back to it in like 5 years.
maybe.
We'll see.
It's 71787 Creative Ninja Brick Box. It had 530 pieces and retailed for $59.99.
I think you can still get
Still
it.
retails. You can
Yeah.
still buy this one.
Cool. Yeah, I think the Avatar sets were the only ones that are like retired out of the ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So
these are
if
probably retiring soon.
Retired.
retired. Buy now if you want ninjas that go. So this set's very much just like a build whatever set, although it gives you, a concrete build.
There's so much.
Play
I
set
understand
mode.
what this set was going for. It knocked it out of the park. I gotta say, this is probably the Ninjago playset if I had to say there is one, because it is not something that you would necessarily buy to display, but it is probably one of the better quick and easy facade builds I've ever seen, and it gets the point across. This is very clearly some kind of training dojo.
Mhm.
You could say it's some kid iteration of a new monastery if you want to be like that, which sure, Totally. It's got all the fun training courses. You have a spinning log thing to swing around and have your minifigures go up against. There is also a spinning bladed fighting dummy to have the minifig do matrix dodges to avoid combat. Whatever else may have you. Jumping platforms with fire. More weapons than you could feasibly shake a stick at for everything. And on top of that, it comes with 2 vehicles, a bike for Nia and a car for Kai, which confused me given he'd got a different vehicle in this wave as well. But we will get to that later.
They could
Yeah,
have
the red
multiple
one.
stuff.
Kai gets always a lot of stuff.
He always gets so much. Just 'cause
The
he's
red one, Ninjago.
Red one's always
The,
popping.
the red one.
He is John
red one.
Ninjago. It doesn't matter what
red
anyone
one.
else says.
Red one.
Each of these little facade builds works really well from the front and from the side. From the back, you can see it's got these little platforms on top that are easier for minifigures to stand on and be pulled off of without too much hassle. I'm kind of curious as to why they did this, because it's not terribly difficult to just make a minifigure stand on a studded platform.
It's
You know,
because you
like so.
can rotate them basically that way without lifting up.
That's a
one of the
good
feet.
point. That is
Yeah.
a good point. It gives them more display options. I hadn't considered that. I like that. I like that a lot. It comes with Grandmaster Wu in a tan and gold gi.
Grandmaster Wu.
That's what I'm just calling him. I don't know if it's actually Grandmaster Wu. It
Wu,
just comes
Wu
with
about to do the Grandmaster Nightfall solo.
Grandmaster Nightfall. Yep. I love that game. Anyway, this is very entertaining to sit here and just spin the log weapons.
It does look fun.
It does very much remind me of the training platforms that the ninja had to be on to learn spinjitzu.
Yeah.
Better spinning function than the planetarium. Don't at me.
No.
I can't quite agree with
He's
that.
back to being a hater.
It was a brief vacation.
I gotta say, I don't understand why the trainees here in this set both have black belts. I think it would have been more appropriate to start them off with a beginner belt of some variation of martial
it's a
arts to show
reused
that they are.
leg piece.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
even,
why
I'm sure that there's got to be a reused piece where they have like a yellow one, or even just
think
like
so.
no belt at all, like a white belt, something. That's a very nitpicky complaint, considering it is still at the very least, even if reused, they've got printing on the legs, which is more than most side characters could say.
I, for one, want these guys to show up in the main story.
I'm pretty sure they don't have names.
I remember that people had cannoned them at the time that these are the new ninja.
That's really funny.
Slice.
That's really funny.
But, yeah.
It does come with a single villain here, this wide-brimmed hat, thick lower-jawed looking fella here, if I can get
That's
the
a
camera to
bone
focus on
warrior.
Bone Warrior, yeah. The minions of Totally Not Klaus. Got it.
True.
Yeah.
Sugar turn.
I'll get to that in a second.
Bruh.
This set is trying to do a lot, and I think it succeeded. For, what was it, $60, $59.99 USD. This is probably the penultimate playset for Ninjago that you could buy for your kids. It's got enough modularity to it to inspire kids to build their own little facades for their stuff. Like they feel large and complete enough to actually stand on their own as buildings. You get 3 buildings, and you get 1, 2, 3 obstacle course pieces. You get 2 weapon racks. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minifigures in this set, and you get the 2 vehicles. Like, you get a lot. And the focus doesn't need to necessarily be on any one thing, because, as it says, it's a creative brick box. You just build whatever for the ninjas and be creative about it. Very good stepping stone for having someone get the ideas percolating as to, oh, I could build this. And because the structures are so ridiculously simple, like if I pop this off, it is a couple slanted slopes and a clipped shield piece.
Yeah.
And you take a flat plate and put some curved pieces on the end, and wow, that's half of a roof. Simple but effective.
That is pretty cool.
Not much else I can say. I give this a solid 10 out of 10.
Can I give my thoughts real quick because I have the set as well?
Yeah, go for it.
So I think this is like one of my first Ninjago sets I ever got all the way back in 2011 was the original Dojo. And that one was also like very much just a facade with some training equipment. I feel like this is the modern day version of this. And I really like that. This is like a really good set if you want to get your kid into Ninjago and want to get them a first set, because it has like a lot of variety in one set. You have a building, you have training equipment, and you have 2 vehicles. So there's like a lot of play you can have with this set. And also, I think it's really cool that it comes in the brick box, because that way you can take it to like relatives or on a trip.
I hadn't considered that.
Yeah, it's also made in a way where everything fits back in the box built.
I'm just putting everything back in the box as we speak.
Yeah, the one thing I do wish it had, which I feel like would be like my only improvement for this set, is I wish it had like alt instructions for other builds. Because with like a creative box set, I usually expect that you can build different things, and this only has like instructions for like the main model, and I kind of wish there were like alt versions.
That's fair.
But what I do think is cool is that all of the separate builds have separate instructions, so you can also split them off between like multiple people.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, I'd say my only complaint, well, that is a good point. My personal only complaint is it is really, in essence, the penultimate like self-contained Ninjago experience. I would have replaced one of the vehicles with either a mech or a dragon to really hammer home the whole essence of Ninjago into one spot.
To have a dragon would be very Ninjago, yeah.
Because the motorcycle has enough parts to do like a very small basic build dragon, like polybag sized. And the car definitely enough to build a mech, I'd say, especially with how many other vehicles are in this wave. One of those. Well, I guess there's only one vehicle and one mech in this wave. Just generally for the line, I mean. There's a lot of vehicles in this line.
Yeah.
One of them could have been a dragon or a mech, I think, but
also,
that's just
I
my
agree.
opinion.
2 more things. The design-wise, it's of course meant to fit with the Dojo Temple from Core.
Yeah.
With the green roofs. And I kind of wish, but I mean, that's something you can do as like a mock, that it was like somehow modular or connectable with the Dojo Temple, because there's the spinner set, which you can directly connect to the Dojo Temple. It would be cool if you could expand it with this one as well.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think you make a good sales pitch with a set like this. You know, when it first kind of got shown off, I just kind of wrote it off because like it's not really for me. I gravitate towards more complex things, but like the way to look at it, I think, is like, so it's trying to fill like a need, and it's like, well, could it have done it any better? And aside from your dragon and mech thing, probably not. You know, it's really good for what it does. It's basically like executing it like near perfectly. So
I wonder if they're gonna do another one, like once
probably
this
in
one
like a
retires.
year or so for Dragon's Rising era.
Dragon's Rising
will
box
say.
would be cool.
Another huge bonus for basically this entire set wave, and I know this has kind of become standard for a lot of the modern Ninjago sets. Anytime there's a villain in the set, like the little Bone Hunter dude, it came with a full pack of the Bone Hunter's weapons, which means that it's not even advertised on the box, but you get like a dozen extra weapon parts just because. That is creative candy for a kid. So
It is pretty cool, yeah.
Really freaking cool.
I think that's because of the way they produce them. It's these weapons packs. They kind of like they treat them like one piece. I think it's because they're like molded at the same time or something.
That's interesting.
Which I really appreciate. They should keep doing that, because that is huge incentive to just keep buying more. Because every kid wants to have every ninja with like a backpack holding blades and each hand holding 2 swords. Like realistically, every kid wants their minifigs to do that, and especially in sets like that one where you have 6 minifigures, that's 12 hands. All I'm saying, like, very good choice.
A 12-armed minifigure to make use of it. Get on that, Lego, innovate.
All right, coming up next,
Oh yeah.
Set number 71800, Nia's Water Dragon Evo. 173 pieces, still available on Lego.com for $19.99 USD.
Dude, I love Evo from Hero Factor.
Ooh boy.
I love
This is not the
Evo.
set I'm going to get into the Evo trend fully, but I am going to come right out the gate and say I did not like the Evo gimmick. The Evo gimmick is bad and it should stay dead.
Well,
Thank you.
but I mean,
I agree.
I agree that
This-
sometimes the Evo gimmick doesn't really make sense, but on the other side, like, you can just ignore it, right?
You can just ignore it, but the
And
And
I
point
the
is
do.
you
instructions
shouldn't
look
have
nice.
to. You really shouldn't have to. This is the only set in this wave that has Evo attached to its name where I would say it is the least offensive because you peel off the golden armor pieces on this dragon and it looks just like a wingless water serpent. I do not mind it in the slightest. The dragon build is actually kind of quaint and cute for it. I don't like the jaw. The double hinged, like, weird jaw there. I feel like it should have had a solid mounting and otherwise, I understand they're going for more articulation, but I don't like the jaw right there. I like the fact that you can sit both minifigures on the dragon if you really want to, despite its size. It's got fully
It's pretty cool.
articulated limbs and tails. But why
I
did
like
it
the
need-
little water tendrils.
The
Yeah.
water tendrils are a very nice touch.
I also like the
don't think
very
it's-
rounded shapes in general. Looks very flowy, watery.
They did a very good job making the
that
torso
size.
feel very flowy and curved, and I don't know if it was because Monkey Kid had their dragon come out at around the similar times, they were just playing around with those ideas, or if it was just something they were like, hey, let's give this a shot. But generally, the shaping on this is really, really good for a $20 set. This is a good dragon. It's a really good dragon. The evil mechanic is dumb.
That's messed
'Cause
up, Zach.
You're telling me that I pop off that gold armor piece there and just pop off these gold blades from the clips and take off this teeny little gold dagger, this teeny little gold dagger from its tail, and oh, it's a different dragon. It's a different dragon right
Well,
there.
mean,
it's
it's
not like
not-
upgrades. You think
Yeah,
of it
they're-
like up.
It's upgrading this dragon, not really like
And I understand that.
pretending.
Like,
it's a
okay,
different one.
Well, okay, so look, I agree with you. I think, like, generally speaking, I'm almost always against set design practices that have like a base version because I find it like why would you ever think like building a set to look worse is a cool thing you would want to do? I
Yep.
felt that way about Bionicle G2 with the Uniters, where it's like they were clearly designed to be displayed with their creatures, and like if you don't, well, they just look incomplete. And I'm like, why would I ever want to do that? Why would I ever want to have their like shower cap hair like visible? And it's like, well, you just don't. And I feel like it's true for Dreams too, because you never ever see anyone display the set in its base version. But Dreams kind of gets away with it because they have two builds, the Evo, like, and you know the base version isn't meant to be like a. I guess you could kind of look at it like a base version, but it's more like a divergence point, where it's like this
Yeah.
is the template from which you then diverge. Evo's not really like that. Evo is just like you can make the set look cool or you can make the set look worse. Your choice.
Yeah, I will say at least Dreams has the benefit of it being where it has multiple builds and multiple versions of the thing you're building in that set. 100% agree with
Now,
that.
what do
and-
you feel about Evo as like a storytelling process? Because that's kind of where their thought was. If you look at like the instructions, you know, it's meant to like tell a story of like the character getting like armored up, you know, like do you just
I
not
would say then they
if
need
you
to
were a
go.
kid,
They
would you
need to go
engage?
one of two routes, in my opinion, because I look at this pile of gold in my hand and I don't see this as anything other than like, okay, it's generic golden armaments for this. Which I will say, this dragon does look fine by itself without the gold on it. This looks fine. And it's the only set in this wave, I think, that looks fine in its base form as opposed to its Evo armored up form.
Having established that I agree with you, let me just devil's advocate for a second.
I
What's
was going
the-
to go into something, but go on.
What's the difference between this and the Toamata's Golden Kanohi?
Yeah.
I would say that is an excellent
I
question.
mean, you could argue that they're not in the
up.
set.
That is what
Um,
I would say. The answer would be yes.
which is actually going to get to the point I was about to say. If they're going to give you an iteration of a set where you can improve upon it, I personally feel that the incentive needs to come strictly from set combining. I appreciate it when there are Lego sets from back in yonder days where they would include partial instruction bits at the back of the booklet to show, hey, if you combine this set and this set, you can squish them together and make this a completely different build. I don't feel like these teeny little additive details are enough to justify wanting to display one or the other. I don't like it. I do
Like there's
not
obviously
like
like
it.
a finished form.
There's an obviously finished form when you look at it, and I would say this set is the one where I would look at it and go, oh, okay, for its base form versus its finished form, because the base form does look like a finished and complete set. I feel like they had time to polish this, and with its color scheme and the fact that it utilizes the open studs really well, also just the fact that there's really not that much gold on this thing, it does look like a complete set by itself. But I was really hung up on it the entire time I was building this wave. This set, I would say, gets I'm going to say a 9 out of 10. It has the
Good
chance to be a
stuff.
10 out of 10 $20 dragon, especially with this cool villain that it comes with. Didn't even touch on him. This bone hunter with like bone scythe wings.
Yeah,
with
no, I love
swords
this
and
guy.
scythes, and he
This
has
guy
two short
goes so
guns.
hard.
This
Look at him.
goes so ridiculously hard and is creative brain candy for a kid. All of their minifigures are going to want to wear this backpack. I guarantee it.
True.
Which is why this set gets such a high rating. I would rate it a 10 out of 10, but I have to give it a 9 because the Evo mechanic is dumb.
That's why it gets such a high rating. This guy, right?
I feel
I'm
like
with you.
The dragon
that-
and the villain are just really good.
if like the full model is a 10 out of 10, I wouldn't like take off marks for the Evo mechanic because that's like a bonus, right?
would.
I don't know. I think
It's a
because it's
design-
marketed and advertised to
It's
be
a design
that,
process.
it's
It's
the
whole
design
like
process,
the
so.
idea is very baked into like Evo as a concept, and like it's not a good concept. It's pointless.
No.
It's just
It's
extra
not.
effort. Don't do it.
How
Make
go
it
your
good.
builds, gentlemen?
Well, Sokoda is thriving out here.
Yeah, I finished
He's,
bag 3. I'm having fun.
He's living life. Oh wow! Well, I'm about to finish bag 3 too, though I have a feeling mine is substantially smaller than your bag 3.
Cruising right along here.
Yeah, I'll show it on screen when I'm done, but you can see on the left-hand side of my my screen, or maybe right for you. I don't know.
Make
The
it big.
frame is encroaching.
It's so thick, the frame.
Yeah, it is. It's chonky, but yeah, I'll hold it up when it's done. It's about to be done.
Yeah, I can show mine real quick and big.
Yeah.
Still kind of the base.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I love Ninjago City.
Ninjago City is
So
such a
good.
cool set.
Club, do you own any modular buildings?
No. No. I
You should
don't.
get one. It's cool.
If you like, if you get
Okay.
one, get Ninjago City Gardens. I feel like that's the best one.
Maybe. I think I do stare at them whenever I go into the Lego store. But
Or you don't want to get like one of the actual ones. You can just get one of the minis.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I dropped a bit, but the mini
Like,
modular,
Oh yeah. I should. Maybe I
they're,
should.
they're pretty cool. They get the point across.
Mhm.
Now I must find what I dropped.
I still want to get
Speaking
the
of
other
ore.
two. I don't have yet. All right.
Moving right along to
Okay,
Cole's
Zack.
Earth Dragon Evo.
Tell me on this set. I don't have that one, and I thought about
Set
getting
number
it.
71782 285 pieces retailing for $34.99. I hate it. It's ugly. It's bad. It is bad. Capital BAD. This is the worst set in the wave by a massive margon.
Not really
I
selling
hate
me on this set.
almost everything about it. I am
No,
so sorry
I
to those
saw
of you that
some.
like it.
I saw some things about this set pre-release, and I was like, "Huh? What do you mean it has no head
Yeah, I
articulation?"
know that it's connected by a
Let's
TV.
What?
let's start with the least egregious part of it. We'll go with this little spider bone villain here. The legs are very long on account of them being mounted on the shorter kind of bar and clip robotic hand type things here. The things that you would maybe use for like mech fingers or something like that. It doesn't give you very much opportunity to pose these legs because by the time they are at a reasonable curved height, it looks like it's already a curled up and dead spider, so you cannot actually stand it on itself. It is not very well articulated. I would have much rather preferred to see the standard like robotic arm parts here at a downward angle so that it gives you more kind of spider legs articulation, the kind of down and up again look that you see with actual spider legs. Because as this stand, this is a very bad way to pose this. It's a very large arch. It curves so steeply that it's just hard to make this thing stand in a way that doesn't look like it's just inert, not really moving. The minifigure that comes on top of it, thankfully, can be removed and has its own legs. I did appreciate that, so it's not a character that's strictly tied to just being a spider character. But nothing crazy special about it. It's another one of those cases, though, of the minifigure uses one weapon, so you get the rest of the parts packed to just throw into your bin and use for whatever. That's kind of neat.
I like him. I shall call him Fred.
Fred.
What does the set call him here? It is
Probably
Bone Scorpio. It's called a Scorpio, despite the fact that it is actually
Skull
a spider.
Scorpio, Bone Scorpio.
Bone Scorpio.
Dude, he
It is
doesn't even have a tail, bro.
Oh wait, it does have a tail. It's supposed to have it must have fallen off over there.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Zack
Oh my
is
God.
representing the set.
Okay,
See?
here.
Zack
this
is a
goes-
liar.
This
See,
goes
I
on the
wanted-
back like that.
Now
There you
I'm
go.
gonna get the set if it has a tail.
There you
Oh
go.
my God.
TTV, keep the peace, spreading misinformation. The more
I
things
did not
change.
keep that piece, that's for sure.
Hey!
Bone
Okay.
Scorpio.
Lose the peace. The new spin-off channel coming to a YouTube near you.
I'm gonna come right out and give this set a 3 out of 10.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Cut the hoopla.
Okay.
This set starts as a shrimpy and slightly endearing little dragon build with stubby arms, stubby legs, a short tail. Like, it starts off that way. And then you build this segmented body that you are expected to kind of clip onto it, which it's like somebody put this in a medieval torture device and really stretched that torso out without extending the limbs on either side. Look how small those rear limbs are. Look how ridiculously tiny. Like they've got no forward and back motion. They just go outwards. They only go outwards because they're
looks
on
really
ratchet
funny.
joints. It is bad.
It looks hilarious, bro.
Tail here is not really offensive. It's just, it's got a swivel and
is
then it's
what
got
it
the
is.
mixel joint here. It is what it is, whatever. Really long body, hunch, and then you've got these, again, they initially look like they're not that bad for limb proportions until you see, until you see that this is not part of the limb up here. The limb is strictly just this right
Ah.
here. It is still
Yeah.
Oh, that's
ridiculously
so weird.
tiny.
It's so weird where it actually
And then you get a wing that is just kind of tacked on there that is so disproportionately small that this thing is not even close to Bumblebee levels of flying. And again, the head has zero articulation, period. It is mounted on a single kind of neck Technic piece there. You can see
Oh
it's
my
a very
god.
thin, mounted on there by a single red axle. It's got that
Yes.
weird double jointed jaw thing that the water dragon set had too, and of course you get Cole sitting on this very taped on SCCBS shell armor piece at the very top that is just kind of sitting there just like he is. This thing is a mess. It
Okay.
is a
so-
mess. The tiny version is like
Oh,
I
think
I
it's endearing.
oh,
No,
I
don't
would
agree.
almost say display this as the tiny version.
Really?
Really, you're paying. I would say display it as the supposed inferior version, just because at that point, at least the proportions look a little more normal, and you're not dealing with a set that has abysmal articulation, a bunch of really visually messy add-ons that, from a glance, you go, "Oh, okay, that's a neat little Earth Dragon." But the closer you look, the more you just go, "This thing is in pain and it wants to die."
Okay, Zach, so you didn't really sell me on the set that much.
Yeah.
But consider this.
Uh-huh.
There's this website I buy my Lego sets on usually, and they have this set like 40% off. Do you think it's worth it for that price?
I'd say it's worth it for the mocking parts, or if you want to revamp the sets, because someone posted a screenshot from Dragon's Rising, what these things are supposed to look like, and that looks so much better. That looks so ridiculously better to what this thing actually looks like. So if you want to do that, by all means, go for it. Seriously, go for it. If you really want to improve this set, if your goal is to make this look better, go for it, please.
You sound so angry, bro.
You'll have an easy time, I promise.
Sound so angry, bro.
It's not the worst set I've ever seen. I gave it a low score because I had just built the water dragon right before it, and that one felt relatively inoffensive. This one felt like a hodgepodge of ideas, and this thing is stuck in perpetual puberty waiting for its lower legs and basically everything but the torso to catch up to how drastically stretched out it ended up.
Now here's the real question. If we acknowledge it's not the worst set ever made, is it the worst Ninjago Dragon? I think there's a stronger case for that.
There is a pretty strong case for it being the worst Ninjago Dragon. I don't own all the Ninjago Dragons.
The core
The
wave
early
one, J
ones.
one.
Oh yeah.
Which one?
The J one from core is even simpler.
Yeah.
I mean, that's also like I think a 6+.
I did forget about that one.
There's 4+ dragons. So.
Let me look at this real quick.
Here, look, Zach. I'm just posting a picture of Ninjago. Or actually, no, Patreon. I'll post it on Patreon.
Please do.
This one always does make me laugh. But I mean, at least this one, like, I mean, it looks proportional.
At least it's proportional. I have to give it that. It's also got the excuse of being like a 6+ set, right?
Long, yeah. It is.
Zach
Yeah,
is just
I mean,
mad
I
it
will-
hate the sacred mud.
I will say this is a 7+ set.
Zach is just a hater.
True. Yes.
Look at this.
No.
Look at this.
Oh, I have to switch the camera.
Look at the
Yep.
fact that it's only lower leg articulation is just.
Dude, I love that so much. Yes. Yes.
So I can swim better, bro.
Oh,
Alright.
with its tiny little clawed Pete's.
Yeah.
Sokoda, switch to Meso mode. It's time.
Wait, I'm switching to Meso mode. Let's go.
All right, it's time. The frame is done.
Frame.
It's so big. It like
It fills
Okay.
out your
Oh my
frame.
God.
it's because my monitor is 27. It's a 27-inch monitor. This frame is I say it is bigger than my monitor by a sizable amount. So we're
Oh.
looking probably like 30 inches, you
Well.
know, if you're going by like TV like measurement.
Should get you a TV for a monitor. That'd be cool.
What's up,
Oh,
guys? It's Meso. It's the Meso show.
Oh no,
Uh,
he's a frame inside of a frame.
Yes. This is so epic. and I can wear it around my neck like I don't know,
That'd be a bad
like a
idea.
necklace. Bro, I've already done it, bro. Look.
Is it sturdy? It seems very sturdy.
It is, yeah. No, I mean it holds on there.
That's good. Oh, your camera's
From
frozen.
the back.
Is that on
Is
my
it?
end?
Oh no.
Oh, wait. I'll switch to Zack. Switch back to you. Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean it's pretty sturdy. You know, I'm bouncing it around.
Bouncing.
It does have some like wiggle to it.
Yeah, but I mean it's gonna
not
be
like it's
filled
gonna
out.
break apart.
So
Yeah, exactly. This is very cool, and yes, it's very thick. But
I love the
Anyway.
Galaxy thing. I think it's way cooler than your normal Lego art sets because it's.
oh, I agree.
Depth.
I adore it. I'm so excited. Anyway, look, I have this one. This one's so based. I love this set so
Oh,
much.
Back to
We'll
Zack.
see. We'll see
The
if
mech
you
battle.
agree, though.
I have this one too.
This
it's
one-
great.
Lloyd's Mech Battle Evo, sadly a retired product, which is surprising.
Wait,
Probably
what?
sold
Why is
out.
it retired and the rest
I
are?
have no idea, but it's set number 71787, 223 pieces, and correct me if I'm wrong. What was it? Didn't it retail for like 25?
I think
20.
20? Oh,
20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like such a good price.
the value. Oh, Lord. Yeah. Yeah. Very, very solid. It's got two very well built, very well detailed mechs. And
If
right
you
out the
don't like
gate,
SCCBS, the set will do nothing for you. That's the one thing
Yeah,
I'll say.
But
if
But if
do
you can
like
look past that,
But if you do like SCCBS, it's probably the best set.
for real, it is able to cram so much little detail into one small little space. I love the fact that Lloyd's got these big old bladed wings on the back of it with this, again, this flag. I know the flag was like the collectible thing for each of these sets for some reason.
shrug.
I shrug. Each of them has a nice little fold down chest canopy for minifigures to pop out and do their thing. This was, I think, the only set where the bone polybag was basically completely used, so you can't really count on having a lot of those spare parts to throw into your personal collection. But they go to good use here on this double-sided scythe on this figure that also uses the scythe
neat.
parts as weapons on the back. The back is a little bare bones, pun intended. You can see it doesn't really have much up armor. It's just a big, long plate for its spine, but the front is so detailed that you're typically not looking at that anyway. So I'd say it does lose like a single point just for that, especially because the Lloyd one at least has this bladed back covering up some of it.
Yeah.
That blade is also, you can take it out and use it as like a boomerang.
Yeah, absolutely can. You just pop it right off of his back here and hopefully
It's
not
funny-
take the mounting gear with it.
And just earlier this week, there was an article on Brickset about this, like with the designer. And
That's
it
cool.
mentioned that they were talking if it's a blade weapon or a boomerang. And internally they said it's a boomerang, but it was never really advertised as that.
That's funny. Yeah, it's ridiculously cool though. The Lloyd mech even has these little like boosters and thrusters on the heel, implying this mech can fly.
Yep.
Just generally, this is a really good set for really good value. I can't recommend it enough. This one is probably a 9 out of 10. It would be a 10 out of 10 if they had just done a little bit of detail work in the back, but 9 out of 10 because it is just ridiculously good across
The
the board.
Lloyd mech, because like, okay, I have some issues with SCCBS, as I mentioned before. Not strictly to do with posability either. I just think sometimes it can look kind of wonky, depending on like how the limbs are built. Sometimes they look really thin, and like a figure who's posing with them can look really spindly, and it doesn't really look good. Lloyd's mech like sidesteps that issue like wonderfully because of how the armor is distributed.
I love
'Cause
the
the
shoulder
legs-
pads.
The legs look really good because of the gold add-ons and the thickness of the legs, and then yeah, the way the shoulder pads are done really like flesh it out. and like it just works. Like it looks like a well armored figure. The bone guy,
Absolutely.
a little bit less so, but I still think he looks good for what he is doing.
But again, it's a
Um,
bone character. He's supposed to be spindly.
He's also
True.
a
So
very
it works
creative
to its
build
benefit.
because he doesn't use the regular like torso plate thing.
Yeah,
True.
So I like that.
Yeah.
And
really solid.
I always bring up this set for price discussion because the Marvel SCCBS mechs are $15, and this is 20, and you basically get two in Ninjago.
Not even basically, you just straight up get
Yeah,
two.
you get
They're
two.
both really well done. It's really solid. I will say, Lloyd's hands are weird. I don't like the single clip hands that they used here. If it had been a double clip, it would have been a non-issue for me. It's an easy piece to swap out, though. I understand why they did it. You want them to be able to hold more weapons and such, but aside from just having a teeny clip that's smaller than a minifigure's hand be the mech's hand, the rest of it is a-okay. Like, I guess even this other guy's mech has two clips for its hand on one hand over here, so. And it's covered up by the bone kind of pointed claw part right there that makes it look like the claw is his hand. That's all I got to say about that, though. It's great. It is really great. Honestly, a 9 out of 10.
Heck yeah, dude. I agree.
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right.
How are things
I
in
have-
Kleb world?
Yeah, Club, what's going on?
You know,
Was that?
How?
all right. You know, just chilling, listening to
Yeah.
Zack's wonderful discussions over his set.
I love the soothing sound of Zack reviews in the evening.
My voice isn't that soothing.
Reviewing Ninjago, your favorite thing ever.
What?
Zack, when will you be watching
God.
Dragons Rising, bro? It's actually
Dragon's
good.
Rising is great.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure
good.
it is. The apathy is still slowly dissolving from my body, so we'll see.
Because we watched like all of Ninjago over the course of like a few months, and with a few notable like lows, for the most part, I'd say we had a good time. And you know, you were pretty much vibing, especially some of like the high points. You know, like Seabound. You know, the Oni trilogy, Master of the Mountain. You were like, yeah, this is fun. This is cool. And then Crystallized and like the Crystallized Discourse, and
Crystallized came in with a steel chair.
then and then everybody like talking about it nonstop and oversaturating. It's like
I
Yeah.
already, like, full disclosure, I already had issues when we had kind of dropped doing the normal podcasts for a while, and the only things that were running on the channel for a while were basically the Mock Spotlight and Ninjago Cast. I was
understandable.
already pretty fed up with Ninjago during that time period. I got back into it for the spirit of catching up and getting through Crystallized, and Crystallized came in like a wrecking ball, and it's rough. It's really rough to want to go back to Ninjago, I gotta say.
I mean,
I keep
Dragon's
hearing
Rising
good
is
things
like
about
a
it.
full-on reboot, kind of.
I know. I 100% I get it, and I am going to give it a chance at some point, but I do really want to emphasize just how much faith was lost from the execution of that last season, and how oversaturated the discussion of the LEGO community overall was with Ninjago. I'm a guy of variety. I like spice. I like options to talk about and discuss things.
It's like Ninjago was this gleaming light that fell.
Yes, exactly. Zach, what you're saying is we need to get you on an Ninjago Cast episode to talk about Crystallized, so we can have another Crystallized episode.
No.
It'll be like our eighth discussion.
We've got more
You'd
than
have
like
to-
24
you'd
hours
have to
of
pay me,
crystallized
and quite
discussion.
substantially, I must say.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that, Sokoda. It's more than 24 hours, right? Of like
Yeah.
total crystallized discussion.
That's messed up.
We had a lot to say, bro.
No, that's fair.
Yeah,
That's
I was
fair.
fed up with Ninjago when it was considered good, strictly because I wanted to engage
great.
more with other Lego properties
I mean, you
and
can,
also be
right?
generally as part of the discussion back when channel content was basically exclusively the mock spotlights and Ninjago cast.
You
I
could have made
understand that
your
as a
own podcast,
Yeah, you
period
can
bro.
always
long gone now.
do
As a
whatever,
period
right?
long gone now. But I
mean,
also
you said-
work 60 hours a week now, so opportunity is minimal.
You say it's long gone, but I'd say it's pretty much still that. review streams, build streams, and Ninjago casts.
Well, at least you
But-
still
but,
talk
like,
about things like, dreams and there is like other
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, we're
so-
very behind on dreams though.
we're very caught up. We're perpetually caught up on. We're behind on dreams, rather perpetually behind. I'm just gonna be real. The show just doesn't have the sauce. Like every
I feel
time we
like
watch it, I enjoy it. But
if
there's
we
no
committed
hook
to
keep
it-
watching.
We'd enjoy it more, but it's always like with the Ninjago leak and stuff that kind of like interfered again.
It did.
Yeah.
That's so messed up. The leak. Like,
Yeah,
I
no,
haven't
it's-
commented on it. Like, actually insane that like just casually happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really bad, and it's really sad, and it's like really skewed like discourse. And I'm afraid of what's gonna happen as a result of it long term, because
Mm.
if people don't watch it when it officially comes out and the ratings are bad, then
I do think
bad things
it's
could happen.
like the main audience for Ninjago is still like kids, right?
Yeah.
And a big part of it is in different countries, not English speaking. So I don't think it might not be as big of a deal as we see it as fans.
I hope so.
But
Fingers
it is still
crossed.
kind of crazy that it happened.
Yeah, we're gonna need to like rewatch it before we do like a podcast on it.
Yeah, I'm currently rewatching it.
Because I know we were kind of unsure whether or not we were gonna do a podcast on it, but I just don't think it makes sense to.
Yeah, we
I
should
think it
wait
would be
until it's
viewed as a
officially.
negative thing. Anyway, back to the reviews. Zach, continue on.
Okay, kicking it off again with Kai's Mech Rider Evo, set number 71783, containing 312 pieces, retailing for a yikes $44.99 on the Lego store. $45 for 312 pieces.
It's because of the wheel tax.
Sure it is. There's something I've been wanting to bring up. I'm gonna get out of the way right now.
Okay.
You're telling me this isn't Klaus?
What do you mean?
It's not,
Oh.
bro.
Zach,
Yep,
you
yep.
can't make me switch cameras all the time. You have to say
Well,
something
like
because
that.
otherwise I might not notice. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not focusing
I'm
anyway.
trying to get it to focus on.
It's
Also,
not
no,
going
it's
to-
not Klaus. It's the Bone King.
You tell me it's not Klaus? Tell
No.
me this
No.
character that looks so suspiciously like this previous character that we've
Zach,
had before.
I don't
that-
think there are many similarities. Zach.
Yeah, Klaus does not look like him at all.
I
Does
think
he?
you've forgotten what Klaus looks like.
Maybe I have. You know what? Let me look him up real quick.
Like, I mean, we can't really see the dude's face, so I guess
Okay.
it's
I will say that is a fair point. You have a red armored figure that was in a prime and perfect opportunity to come back
So-
leading this army of the undead, in my opinion. Like,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
saw this character and I 100% thought, oh, wow, that's a really cool and interesting way to bring back Klaus.
I would agree.
And
I
it's
think they could do that.
completely
To defend
unrelated
Zack,
character.
it would make sense because Klaus ends up in the underworld in Dark Island.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it would be a good way
That's
to
what
do
I
it.
thought they were doing.
Which a lot of
'cause-
people speculated, but you guys want to hear the bone warrior lore?
Is
Please
there
Of
some?
course.
enlighten me
Okay,
again
so
because I
there-
remember
there's
hearing it
the-
at one point and I
There's
immediately
canon
ejected it.
lore, and then there's the funny non-canon lore.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
The canon lore is that they're from the underworld, and we see them quickly in Dragon's Rising, right? Meso knows about that. But
Funny
there-
gag. They're
there's the
nice people.
There's the non-canon lore in the magazine comics. There's like a, I think, 6-part series about these guys. And the Bone King is just like this guy who's stuck in a prison in a mountain. and the ninja just go there and let him out. And then he wreaks havoc, and they have to put him back in the mountain prison.
That's messed up.
Why did they let him out?
I don't remember. It was
Well,
it
at
was
least-
pretty stupid.
At least with the show, with him coming from the underworld, like, I don't know. I really think that this should have been Klaus, in my opinion.
It's a very funny cutaway gag to these guys, and like they don't like wildfire. And other than that, they're nice people.
I'll
Ice
say
Master
the
says
minifigure.
in the YouTube chat,
Okay.
no, please, no, I love you guys, but please, no. I don't really know what that's referring to. Is that to dreams, or what we said about dreams?
Hard to say. Please clarify.
Yeah,
But I
please
appreciate
clarify.
I appreciate your statement that you love us. But yeah, what do you speak of, Ice Master? Also, yeah, Draybird in the patron chat was saying season 2, part 2 of Dreams starts airing next week on Lego's YouTube channel, so probably Netflix too. Yeah, we're
Time to get
screwed.
caught
Like
up.
it just keeps happening, you know. Like we're 5 episodes behind, and I'm like, well, I
Oh,
don't know, man.
Ice Master was referring to more crystallized discussion. Yeah, I'm on the same page.
No, I want to do more.
No,
What,
feel
what
like
do
I
you
still
want
have-
to do more?
I'm
to
done
get-
with the crystallized.
To get new perspectives, bro. I would love for Kleb to watch Crystallized and get the
no.
Kleb take.
No,
I guess, but I mean, we've...
I don't want it. He does not deserve to be put through
It's
that.
like
He's
so
done nothing wrong.
I have this thing with like Agents of Shield, right? Where like
Yeah.
I love it so much, and I've seen it like 17 times.
Yeah.
And the reason I saw it so many times is because I would want to watch it from the start with a new person.
Yeah. It's
And
like
or-
Doctor Who.
Yes. I
Yeah.
would do the same thing for Ninjago Crystallized if I had like unlimited time. Just show it to random people, like regardless of whether they've seen Ninjago or not, and just like get the opinions.
I feel like Crystallized is not bad if you haven't seen Ninjago.
That
You know
is
what I mean?
exactly a good point. Because we showed like the ending or like one of the episodes to like Var, and Var hadn't watched since like Hunted,
Yeah.
and Var was like, "Yeah, this seems like Ninjago to me. I don't get what's wrong with it." We're like,
Yeah.
well,
I get that.
Anyway, Zach, continue.
Okay. Well, here we have set number again 71783. Kazmech Rider Evo. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember what was Evo about this. I think it was just like the
The golden blades and stuff.
gold
it's
blades
not
on the front
a
of
lot.
this?
Yeah.
It's not a lot. Why is this an Evo set? First off, just call it the mech rider. Like, I gotta say, it is kind of neat. You get a very pretty alright standalone build for Kai's little mech here. Yeah, it's pretty solid. It comes with a comically oversized weapon. It's
Heck
kind
yeah,
of
dude.
unwieldy, in my opinion. You can't really aim this arm to do anything other than smack him with the flat of the blade.
I love anime swords.
It's more of like a glaive because it's got this long handle to it. But
Yeah.
Glaives from the hit video game Destiny 2.
of course you would. It's got a backpack, jetpack. Really, it's got this little like clear piece down here that I think is to be
Kind of
some
engine.
kind of thrust nozzle. It's really well armored. I like the fact that it's got the samurai style shoulders.
I love
it's
They look cool.
it's built with these little bar clip pieces down at the bottom here, so that
Oh yeah.
through its
fantastic.
butt you anchor it into the
Yeah,
motorcycle. Which now I'm gonna get into the motorcycle. It feels like somebody deconstructed the frame of a moped and gave it monster truck tires. It's not bad, it's just a little weird looking by itself because the vehicle portion is just this module right here, and the wheels extend so far past that vehicle module. It could just be that I'm weird and maybe I'm not appreciating it as much as someone else could. It is nice that it's got these little side pieces here that kind of serve as foot stands, kind of serve to keep the vehicle balanced when it's tipped on its side. Like doesn't let it fall over or anything, but also the wheels are so thick that if this thing falls over anyway, you're probably posing it pretty weird. The figure sits itself really solidly on it. There's no handles to actually clip onto. You kind of just rest the hands on top of them, which I can't say I'm the biggest fan of, but also the hands aren't posed the best because they're locked joints. So you can't really have them grab the handles in a way that feels comfortable. And then the blade just becomes even more unwieldy while it's on the bike. See, I just popped it off of its hand right there, just by accident. It feels a little clunky. I remember there was some circulating prototype images of this set at one point. I don't remember when exactly that was, but I did have a plan to take a look at that prototype and see if recreating the prototype image would be something that would be doable, because I much preferred the look of the prototype to what we got here, but also I'm pretty sure the prototype image was something that was very heavily leaked and not actually shown officially, given it had confidential text across it. So
that is the unfortunate thing, and it's the only reason why I haven't prepared that image to be shown here. But I have
to show it, but
I have never been able to enjoy this set's existence after viewing that image, because I just think it's infinitely less cool in basically every way. And I understand they probably needed to do it for like stability concerns, because like the prototype was like a much more traditional like chopper style like motorcycle, you know. It may not have been able to support like the mech's weight or whatever. This one's definitely more like sturdy with the bigger wheels, but it just doesn't do it for me. Also, the prototype had a skeleton horse, and I'll never forgive them for that. Anyway,
I can't even find a picture of the
I have it somewhere. I'll dig it up for our own purposes, but either way.
Yeah, for discussion later. But yeah, I take it back to what I was saying before. It's like somebody took like a moped or like a jet ski or something and stuck wheels onto it. It looks a little clunky in my opinion. The mech build portion of it is fine. I'd say it's serviceable for it being a SCCBS.
One of the better
build.
SCCBS mechs.
Yeah, it's very well contained in of itself. My issues come strictly from them putting it on a motorcycle. Like, it's really fun and creative in concept, and I hope it inspired other people to do builds like this where you put a mech into a car. I love that concept where it's a mech inside of a vehicle or a mech inside of another mech. Like, that's just dumb fun. I love that. But for this one, the fact that you can't even angle the hands correctly to hold the motorcycle handles, you have them like this, and you drape the fingers over it like this so that he's holding the handles. I don't know. It's just, I'm not a big fan of it. I'd still probably give it about as high as like a 6.5, maybe a 7 out of 10 generously, but I am biased and I can't enjoy it enough as I otherwise would if I hadn't seen the potential that it could have been, paired with more or less just the kind of clunkiness of integrating it beyond how well it seats itself. It's cool though. It's very cool. Its price is also a little wonky. $45 for 300 pieces, and I understand there's the big tires in it, but again, like, I don't know. That feels like it should have an extra. I don't think these tires are worth 150 pieces, you know?
I quite liked it until I heard the price. TBH.
I have it, but I got it a lot cheaper, so you can probably get it cheaper too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'd give it like a 6, maybe a generous 7.
Yeah.
I do think, like, I was really hoping when this came out and the Ghost Rider one, that this is gonna start like more stuff like it, like a mech in a mech, a mech in a car, and stuff like it.
It's so fun.
Hasn't really happened yet, so we'll see.
True.
But I like the idea a lot with the mech on a bike.
Absolutely.
I absolutely agree.
All right, bringing it in with a big one.
Oh boy, you only have like 2 more, right, for Ninjago?
For Ninjago, that is true. And look at that. We are
This
Pretty
one's
on schedule,
sick.
I'd say.
I have that one too.
More or less. More or
Not
less.
exactly ahead of schedule, but
I
on
didn't-
schedule.
I didn't see Zack put the dragon down.
Yeah,
and
bro, I
I'm
just
staring
teleported
at
in.
his camera and he's holding the like a wing, and then I look up and suddenly there's like this massive beast.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
might be wondering why there's a wing disconnected from this
You know,
dragon, and oh boy, am I going to get into that.
from?
It's a,
Oh,
it's a little
no.
bit curious, isn't it? Huh?
Oh
It's a little
no.
bizarre.
Oh
Is
no.
is it one of those silly goofy, like I said? Where silly goofy
Oh,
things
boy.
happen to your phases?
Oh boy. Not
Did you
quite.
break
Not
a
what you
piece?
expect. It's not what you're thinking, I promise. So here we have Zane's Ice Dragon Creature. It is set number 71786. Contains 973 pieces, retailed for $99.99. $100. 100 smackaroons for this behemoth, which, you know what? I get it. Owning this set now, I get it. I will say, before this review, I was hoping that Gio would have enough time to build hers, because on top of being sent this from LJ, GL ended up getting the Ice Dragon last Christmas, and it's currently sitting in that closet behind me. I was hoping she would build the tall, funny man alt build of this, which, if you haven't seen it,
It's epic, bro.
Yes, it's great.
Dude, the
I'm posting a picture in the Patreon chat.
Dude, I love
Um,
Dragon Man.
Ice
What
Master posted and then deleted.
is
Zack,
this?
what's worse, Shima or Crystallized?
Chima or crystallized, I would
don't think-
probably
didn't even
unironically
see-
take Chima over it.
I'll agree.
Yeah.
Chima was worse produced in terms of things like, animation or
Yeah, but I mean, you have to
visual
consider the
fidelity.
time.
Yeah, Chima was very like shaky, but it was like a foundational kind of a thing.
But it
whereas
was at the
Crystallized
very
was
least
shaky.
consistent.
Yeah, and
That's the
it
thing.
also went up over time. It was
You
on an
could
upward
expect-
quality climb.
Yeah, you could expect something out of it from its prior precedents. You could expect Chima to be Chima. We just got done with Seabound, and then Crystallized happened.
Yes, give me more crystallized takes.
Nope,
It's
I'm
the
good. I'm done.
fuel.
Back to the Zane's Ice Dragon Creature. Pretty sure it's only called a creature because it has the opportunity to turn into this
Creature.
Dude, it's so epic. I love the dragon man.
standing dragon man.
Standing
the-
dragon emoji.
I don't know what the idea was for here, but I have a feeling it was something that would have been core, but to this wave. I think as my tinfoil hat, I think core initially started as sets with alt builds, and then evolved into sets that you just kind of tape on some extra armor.
I kind of doubt it. Because we saw, didn't Neek post the pitch video for the mechs?
I believe so.
Was that the case? I don't
Yeah.
remember. So maybe I'm just, completely wrong. That's totally fine. Either way, I'm wondering why this set has such drastically different builds, and also why the dragon has 6 legs.
Yeah.
Not opposed to it.
Yeah,
It
it's
just
cool,
looks a little
bro.
weird.
I like the
It's-
6 legs. It's cool. It's
It
unique.
just it's cold even. But again, I'll go and finally address the elephant of the room, that is this removed limb, this wing.
Wing.
I noticed a production flaw with these while I was building this set, and
Go on.
that axle hole of these Technic Bionicle hand like connector pieces. The axle hole was printed and molded. I'm trying to get it to focus on the camera.
It probably won't.
Yeah.
Well, I will take a picture and post it in the Patreon chat then. because
Phones,
I lined up
iPhone.
all of the. There is a picture in my phone somewhere. I can't be bothered to find it right now, but there is undue stress placed upon this part because the axle holes on these pieces do not actually align with each other. I don't know if it was a
What?
one-time fluke. I don't know if it was a just
This is
slight
this
aberration.
This is a common issue with that piece, from my understanding.
For me. I've never had this
I've-
issue. Like
I've heard
ever.
it. One of my
I have the set and I don't
friends-
have the issue.
One of my friends who ordered a bunch of the new molded Bionicle hand in gold had it quite dramatically on one of the copies they got. It's
Well, it's not
like I
good.
don't think any of mine have the issue.
Yeah,
But
I haven't
like
heard about that. And I have
I've
a bunch
seen
of
it a
them and
few times.
Never
So
had
Sokoda, if
it-
you want to
it-
go ahead and throw the picture up on screen,
Yeah, I can't.
you can. Oh dear.
Can't.
Well,
You can't. If I change my camera feed to stream my screen, will that? Because I
That
could do that through
works.
OBS.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a moment to throw OBS up on the screen then.
oh yeah, Zack making moves.
I mean, can't you just like screen share on Discord?
I could, but that also is a separate window pop out, and you would have to drag that over too.
No,
wouldn't
it's
you?
fine.
Couldn't
If you
Oh,
can
okay.
do the
Couldn't
screen share on Discord,
you-
I can pull it over.
couldn't you put the picture on your phone and put that in front of the camera?
Nah, it's
I
probably
love,
not
that
gonna
would
happen.
I love all
look
these
so-
like.
That
Just
would
screen-
be
real-
depressing.
Just
I'd
Discord
rather
screen
not.
share, it's the
real.
easiest.
I
it
love
real
all trying to
copy.
figure out like how to do this to get like a picture up.
Do-
All because the camera won't focus. All right. Epic music.
Oh, here. I didn't know it had music playing.
Wait, are you screen sharing?
Yes, he is.
I am
Uh,
screen sharing. There's music playing. Give me
Then-
a.
Then
Give
it's
me a
not
moment to-
working.
Turn off your
I think.
music.
No, it's not working.
Here, I will just
No.
go with the original plan of OBS.
All right. OBS time. Dude, this Milky Way galaxy really is just one by one the set.
Oh,
That's
in
messed
progress,
up.
Meso.
So far, it's just this,
Nice.
but
Oh my god.
it's just this like 15 times basically.
The depth that they use on the Milky Way set is like so crazy.
I love it, and this is like relatively mild as far as what it has to offer, but
Yeah.
it still's cool. This is the highlight for me.
you should mock it and add your preferred color of explosion from the Mass Effect 3 ending
Yeah.
to each
thank
of the
you,
mass
Cloud.
relays.
Thank you, Cloud. I'll do that. Red all the way. There is no other
That's
choice.
messed up.
That is the only choice.
It's messed up.
It's perfect ending, bro.
That's the I didn't get enough 4 points ending.
No, it's the I believe the other two options are lies ending.
That's messed up.
Dude, I miss Mass Effect.
There's a
I
new one
didn't
coming
play.
out. Right?
Yeah, there
Oh.
is. It is in
I've
development.
Not-
only ever
not
played the
enough.
first game, but I got the legendary edition, so I want to play it sometime.
You should.
Yeah.
There, it's a really good duology. It's a shame
mean,
they never made a third game.
Do you
That's
know my
messed
favorite
up.
game is Knights of the Old Republic, and that's kind of like the
Oh.
predecessor for Mass Effect. Anyway,
This is
so
true. You will very much enjoy the series.
yeah.
Even Mass Effect 3, like its ending is the only like bad part in my opinion.
Yeah,
Like, it's 99% of a masterpiece.
That's the
Alright,
worst
I've
part.
changed my
Alright.
virtual camera.
Choo. I can
Oh
see
my
it.
God.
Oh
yeah.
wow,
It's wild.
crazy! But can't you like just like rotate it 180?
Rotate
Degrees?
what? 180.
The
the
socket
picture?
piece.
Oh,
No,
the
the socket
socket
piece.
piece?
If you
Put
rotate
the-
it like
put the
180
right
degrees,
Socket on the left, basically.
yeah, wouldn't it line up?
why I'm not sure I understand what you mean.
If you take out the socket and rotate it 180 degrees and put it back in, would it line up?
No. It
No?
is the
Okay.
one is printed perfect, or one is molded perfectly straight, and the other, the axle hole is just slightly off kilter.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Did you message customer support? I'm sure they'll send you another one.
I have not, because this is something I wanted to include in the review beforehand, and it just got way out of time
Yeah.
because, like I said, I got COVID while I was in the middle of building these. So
I don't
I'll
even
go
know
ahead
how
and
a molding issue like that even happened.
Yeah.
I honestly
I've never
don't
seen
know.
anything like
Like,
that.
I
It-
legitimately
no,
do
like,
not
it-
know, but
It's not like I guess like it wouldn't be fair to call it a common issue, but it doesn't seem like it's an uncommon issue.
Hmm.
Like
I
a
couldn't tell you.
common production fault.
Shrug.
Very interesting.
Dark Technova says, I had that issue with the ankles of the Lightning Dragon. Massive pain. I don't know what happened recently. Yeah, I will say I built the Lightning Dragon recently as well from Dragon's Rising, and I had the same issue with those. It wasn't as noticeable as that one, but I stacked up all of the gold pieces on one axle, and there was slight aberrations for all of them.
Oh,
That's not good.
Yeah, it's not even that you could flip it 180 degrees and it would be they were all off by the same. They were just
Yeah.
all slightly off from each other. And I couldn't tell you why. I don't know if it's just certain production lines had a slight lapse in quality specifically for the gold color or what, but yeah. That really sucked. I'd say past that, and especially because I don't know, it is a softer plastic now, so I won't say it's necessarily putting incredible amounts of stress on this piece where I'd call it an illegal build. You can still clip it on, and because it's mounted by two ball joints at the same time, it does kind of force it into place.
Yeah.
I just don't like knowing because
Every Chima minifig ever.
Yeah,
That's messed up.
it comes with totally not Klaus again, and Aston looking guy, as well as this fun little spider leg mounted ballista, which uses these white robotic arms. Where were these on the Scorpion guy?
That's messed up.
But genuinely, it's got Zane and Pixel on it on top. Set is fun. The dragon build is really fun. It's huge. It's bulky. The limbs feel very well built. The jagged ruggedness gives you the feeling that this is a monster of a dragon built out of ice and dragon scales.
Yeah, I like the color
lower
layering in
jaw.
this one a lot.
The coloring's really nice.
I
and really
hate the
clever.
lower jaw. It looks so awful to me.
The lower jaw I don't like.
Messed
I will
up.
say I wish that they had gone with something that actually closes the mouth, because if you want to close the mouth,
No.
otherwise
Cool.
it's just kind of sitting slightly like that. I understand it's supposed to be a frosty kind of underbite looking guy, but
Yeah.
yeah, he says the lower jaw could have worked if they built up the upper head more instead of using this pointed arrowhead shaped dragon head. But I digress. It's it's a neat build.
I
The
should have
little
used
flecks of gold
the-
on it, I
Yeah,
do appreciate. I'd say I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10.
I like the wings a
Um,
lot. We get a lot of the fabric wings
They're
nowadays,
really
and I don't
sturdy.
mind those. But I think the build for the wings here is really cool with those blades.
I've always preferred blade wings for Ninjago, especially because they started off as those kind of blade pieces that kind of clicked and clacked together. I miss that kind of build style for them.
We've advanced.
I'm not a big fan of fabric or the nylon pieces, except in the example of the Legacy Fire Dragon as the only case where I've personally enjoyed it.
Griefbringer.
I love
What's up?
Griefbringer.
Griefbringer, you couldn't do without the fabric. I feel
that
like
is true. That is true.
There's somewhere it's better. There's somewhere it works well. Brick build, I think.
I am
Yeah,
Griefbringer shill always and forever.
I think that they should just alternate based on the build as opposed to only doing one or the other. And this
Yeah.
showed us that they are still able to do really good looking brick built wings. they should keep doing really good looking brick built wings. Like for certain sets, sure, do the fabric, do the nylon, whatever. I also still think that instead of just popping them on to those like you have a pin and then a mixel ball on top. Instead, I would much prefer to see the flat 1x1 round with a single like pin sticking out of it.
But that's 2 pieces
Flip those
basically
over
for the
and-
job of 1.
I get it. It looks a lot better. It looks a lot better, and I will always say that it looks a lot better. I'd rather have that if they're not going to do multiple pieces for the wings anyway, you know?
Yeah.
So that's my take on it. It's a decent set, and for the price, like it's an 8 out of 10.
Very cool.
Literally.
All right, Zach. Speed run mode. I say forsake the city mission sets for now and try to get through the next one and monkey in like 25 minutes.
You're cringe, but I understand. All right, the star of the show.
Yeah,
we're
the
all
cool
coming here to
one.
see.
The
cool
legend.
One, the legend, Evangelion mech.
Yeah, I love this one.
Evangelion.
Go ahead and move it closer, and I will adjust this camera.
Mesa, did you get the new one, the Cold Titan mech?
Not yet, but I will.
You will?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I will. I've heard too much glowing praise to not get it.
So good.
So this one, Jay's Titan Mech 71785, is still available on the Lego store for 794 pieces, $79.99. It comes with a plethora of minifigures, including funny Flagman, a Ballista. It comes with Jay and Nia and a Pixel Bot, and Not Klaus with a shield. I put the Pixel Bot in the cockpit of this mech because I thought it is funny. It comes with this big old sword right here.
So it's Pixelbot's Titan mech, not Jay's.
Yeah, it's Pixel Bot's. You can't change my mind. It's got 2 extra katanas on the belt right here. It has fully articulated knees. Holy smokes, it's got articulated knees. Did I mention it's got articulated knees? The arms are really well built. I like the weird lankiness of it. I like the head being the shape that it is with this fun little like samurai ponytail looking wire piece hanging off the back of it. It's a fun build and very obviously inspired by the Evangelion like mech style. I will sing this mech's high praises over and over again because it's not even like a 1,000 plus piece mech. Like visually it's slim. It's not too terribly heavy and not as bulked up as the other Titan mechs that we've seen, but I think for this mech specifically, it's to its benefit. It gets across a specific visual style and probably allows it to do things like have bendable knees on just 2 ball joints per knee. It's funky, it's weird, but it's also so ridiculously cool. I didn't like how many stickers it came with, but again, just the fact that it's so well built, I can't praise it enough. I wish that the shoulders had more armor than just these cannons, because the cannons are cool, but if you move them too independently, it does show
you
off.
can post them in some weird ways.
You can pose them in really weird ways, but it does also show off how barren kind of the connection point is from the arms to the torso there. But that's really just nitpicky stuff. I just generally really like this. It feels very Exo Force in all of the right ways, I gotta say. Yeah, I know that really wasn't much talking about it.
No, I'm with you.
Like,
I feel it.
It's just that good. Like it really is just that good. Pick it up if you haven't already. Straight up.
Yeah.
I have 2.
It's one of a few Ninjago
I do have
sets
2.
I have.
It was a set that I personally bought for myself and then was in the wave that was sent to me to help someone else catch up on reviews. So
Mocking potential.
maybe I'll do a giveaway. I don't know.
You could, or you could keep it for mocked.
I do love the Titan mech trend or lineup in general. I think it's really cool that they keep going with it. despite
They're all
like how
cool.
much Ninjago has changed.
Indeed.
That they continue the line, and I hope we get one for every ninja eventually.
I
And
did one for Kai, right? Because the climber mech wasn't a Titan mech.
nope, Kai and Nia
That is
missing
true.
for ninjas. And then I guess Eren and Sora nowadays.
Oh, I can make a Woo's Titan man.
That's what I've been
No.
saying for years, Clem.
Yeah.
They should have a Woos Titan mech with a big beard. It would be so
Yeah.
funny.
Big beard.
Yes.
That would be so good.
Yes, Woo's Titan.
I'm tired of Woo, but I would want him to come back for just that.
Or just for the Titan mech.
Just for the Titan mech perish in
Woo's
an epic
Titan,
battle.
yeah.
All right. I'm bringing over
Monkey.
set number. What is it? 80048 from Lego Monkey Kid. We have the mighty Zerlion.
Oh, good. For a
Giant
second, I thought it was
Zerlion.
the yellow lion. That's clarified.
This thing is probably the funkiest of the Lego Monkey Kid mechs, which is saying
That's what
something
I've
because they
heard.
do get a little funky.
That's what I've heard. I haven't
Um,
looked into this one too closely, but I've heard
I'm gonna
people
come
are
out
like,
swinging and
kinda
say I
split.
don't like it,
Oh,
yeah.
which is sad because it has potential to be like one of the coolest of the mechs, but it has some elements that I really just personally am not the biggest fan of. We'll start with the minifigure. I do genuinely like the minifigure. I also loved this guy as a villain in Monkey Kid.
as you were like.
It's
the villain.
got-
Spoilers.
Factory.
Is it really a spoiler if it shows them fighting on the box art?
Yes, bro. Box art's a spoiler.
Oh no. Anyway, the season's been out for a while.
I think he's just misunderstood, okay?
Misunderstood.
Messed up that.
Yeah, okay. The cape is really cool. I like that it's dual-sided. It's purple on one side, black on the other, and it's kind of got this like feathery kind of look to it. It's really cool for a cape. The mech itself, which I have to call it a mech because you're supposed to put the regular Azure Lion in its chest, isn't actually a mech though. It's supposed to be just a bigger version of this guy, which you'll notice it's lacking mechanical elements all over it to show that it is not in fact actually a mech but a larger version of the lion. It's wonky. It's meant to be based off of East Asian like lion statues that generally kind of like, I don't really know how to describe it. Like the very flat-faced lions that you see on those statues. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I guess I know the style.
Not
of it.
really.
Let me see. They have a name.
Well, I would hope so.
Yeah, lion statues.
Chinese guardian lions. I will post a picture for Meso's sake.
Thank you,
For
Zach.
those of
I
you that are
appreciate it.
curious, you can just look up Chinese guardian lion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
Um,
sense. I get the
Yeah,
vibe.
look at that DT in speed in the chat. I'll post a picture of a statue as well. It's got that general head shape to it, which initially when I first saw it, I was not a really big fan of because I did not immediately see this and think lion. But obviously, me coming from an American audience, I would not immediately see this and think lion. I would think, what is wrong with his face? But
Yeah, you've only watched Lion King.
now that I've seen the inspiration, I understand it better and I appreciate it a little better, I think. I just still personally don't know that I would have gone with this. The feet are kind of long and they have to be to support this guy. They've got this decent kind of toe bean cat claw visual structure to them. The hands are really awkward because they're brick built.
Yeah,
Oh.
they have the
Pull
big
that over there.
paws.
They're really big, awkward paws, and they get that fluffy cat claw paw look off really well. But I will say the articulation is really solid because they are mounted on click joints. but also the elbows only bend up and down, and then it rotates the wrist.
Mm.
Comes with the ink scroll in plus size,
That's a really cool build.
which is really cool. And on one side is the G2 style stud shooter, which I'm not going to
Yeah,
shoot at the camera, but it does happen.
we know it. We love
happened
it.
to be there. You can mount it on his shoulder as part of the play feature and have it be a shoulder mounted Gatling
That's
gun
cool.
for some reason. It's kind of funky and neat. But I'm also wondering why.
Why not, bro?
You
That
never
is true.
shoot
Why
ink
not?
from your shoulder.
Lego is
Gatling
all
gun.
about Lego is all about why not, and I can appreciate that. The torso, because it's supposed to be a mech, loses the look of it being a biological figure with like pectoral anatomy and like a stomach, and it turns into there's a really weird lump in the center of its chest. It's like a xenomorph is about to come bursting out of this guy. Like
Bruh.
there's something very, very wrong with his stomach. Someone please rush this pet to the hospital. I understand the limitations behind it are strictly just, oh, we need it to be a mech and also be the Azure Lion at the same time. I think they could have spent a little more time cooking this one. That's just my personal opinion. GL really seemed to like this, though. The head sculpt, I'll go back to like the main part of the lion. They use these jagged yellow-orange dragon jaw pieces as the main. And initially I thought that was really clever and creative, but they limit the head movement so much.
Yeah, but I mean, no matter how you do it, it would limit it, right? As long as it's solid.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just how the head is mounted specifically. It makes it a little more limited. If they would have adjusted the mounting of the ball joint to be at instead of this weird angle right in the back there, if they had adjusted it by 90 degrees, flipped
Or maybe
downwards,
have like a bit of a neck.
a bit of a neck would have been good. But also just like those are just jaws, so the back of the head feels so vacant and open, like he's missing the back of his skull or more fluff and fur there. The back also just looks really plain, and I get you're supposed to mount the scroll there, but also you can't mount the scroll straight up and down without the main getting in the way. And if you flip it sideways, then I guess it works. But
A ringing
I don't know.
endorsement. I guess it worked.
Oh, it looks like you can rotate it a little bit. Never mind. That criticism is absconded. I think that's the right word. Is dissolved.
I don't think that's right.
No,
Rescinded, maybe. I don't know.
rescinded. There we go.
DT
It
says
can be mounted diagonally. Yeah.
if only we had CCBS bones still, so he could have a neck. So true, DT. So true.
Honestly, that would have fixed this problem entirely.
It's
But even
still
then, if
weird
you
to
just
me.
take like a hand piece and you slide in an axle, slide in a ball joint, that effectively provides the same thing. But
It's still weird to me to think that CCBS just doesn't exist anymore.
I mean, Meso's
out of
been
those
like
parts.
probably like
I know.
7 years or something.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just weird. All those parts just gone. But yeah, I should get with the times.
Yeah, a lot of those parts are just really ridiculously helpful. So
One of the Star Wars shoulders is still in Botanical.
That's
Yeah.
the only one the last survive.
The lost leg.
That too, lost leg.
the Borak guy,
Yeah,
that one's
remolded.
still kicking.
Remolded socket.
I'm gonna
Voodoo
flex on the
ball.
chat real quick. I've got 2 of these in translucent purple now,
Ugh.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
and they're not like casted or molded either.
Oh
that
my
is
god.
so bad.
So yeah, look, I've
Rich
got a whole
boy.
2 of them.
Rich man Zack over here.
Not exactly rich. These things just straight up don't exist, except for the 2 that I'm holding, and I'm convinced that the market has evaporated.
Bro, Zack, I'll trade you both of those for a gold Nika.
Really?
Deal.
That sounds like a bad
To those
deal,
of you
Meso.
that don't have the context, I was kind of rushed. out of moving out of my former home. And as a result, my roommates may or may not have my gold Ignika just like in one of their random boxes somewhere. And because they're not willing to go look through those boxes, and I'm not currently able to just drive or fly 2,000 miles on a whim, it's kind of just stuck there. Maybe, possibly, if it even still exists, because even they have moved since then, and it might have just.
So what you're saying is you gotta go on a quest for the mask.
Here's the problem: just flying back there usually costs about like $400 or $500.
That's why you gotta do the journey by foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now how
Just
long
like
it would
the
take for me
Toamata
to walk
did.
there.
You think that cost as bad? It cost Maturo his life.
Yeah, you gotta
Think about that.
How about you just get your mask of speed first, so you're there faster?
Yeah, bro, come on. You gotta do it right, bro.
I'm glad my pain can provide such.
Maturo
amazing
died getting that
entertainment.
mask to safety, and you're scared of a couple $100.
Your
Messed
roommates,
up.
your roommates be like, I think that mask belongs to me. I'm sorry, Zach.
He's booking a flight right now.
Yeah, man, he's doing it.
You don't know how many hours of walking it would be to get there.
How many?
Less with the
According to-
mask of speed.
According to Google, it's going to be about 400 hours of walking.
Bro, fine by me, bro.
400
take breaks.
hours? It's like 20
How,
days.
how,
You can do that.
how long did it take the Toamata to march across Matanui?
Yeah.
You know? Have
All
some
right.
perspective
Shorter than
there.
that, I tell you what. Anyway,
Enough grave dancing on Zach.
I
Continue on.
I appreciate the dunking.
We love you, Zach.
Uh-huh. I'll believe
You
it when I
must
see
be
it.
a destiny objective, because I'm going to dunk on you.
So true. So true.
This
and
set is
stand
very
on a
scary to
flight.
pick up, I tell you what.
Oh
my
boy. Dude, that looks so cool.
It looks really cool.
It is very ridiculously cool. I will
How
adjust
deep
the
is it?
camera
It look-
angle in a moment.
It looks like it goes back a bit.
Oh, it
Like-
does. It does. So here we have Dragon of the East Palace. Lego Monkey Kids set number 80049. Has 2,364 pieces and retails still in the Lego store for $189.99. It is honestly not bad. You might notice this big red pillar right off the bat with the text scrolling down the side. This is supposed to be like where the Monkey King got his staff initially.
I mean,
If
it's
you
just the
lift-
staff, right?
It is just his staff. If you lift
Yeah.
it up though, underneath you can see that there is straight up a
tiny
staff
staff.
underneath
That's
it.
funny.
They
Yeah.
can shrink it.
Yeah, you can shrink it, but it's just really funny that you've got this big old column here for the staff. I kind of wish it came with parts to make it symmetrical on the bottom side, but I
Yeah.
do understand that would be a pretty tall ask for something that's just realistically an Easter egg. It comes with this funky little dragon build on the side, and this, I'll get it out of the way, is my least favorite part of the build. I don't know if it's a statue. I don't know if it's actually supposed to be a dragon. It's really hard to tell.
I mean, I
It's
assume it's
Jira
the Dragon
is
of the
like-
East, right?
I'm pretty sure the Dragon of the East is... Oh, where's the Beardo?
Yeah, but can't he like go dragon mode?
Yeah, but he's pink.
Yeah.
You know, that'd be a little weird if a pink dragon turned into a blue dragon, you know?
Why not?
I don't know. Maybe it's just a set piece. Maybe it is actually the Dragon of the East. I'm not quite sure how it's described, but I do really think that this is a little undercooked on the side here. You can see it does come with a little swimming photographer MK for some reason.
All
but I do like that
all
he's
it
added-
says on the Lego website is just posable dragon statue.
Oh, then it's a statue. It's settled. Cool. It does work
That's-
as a statue.
The swimming sightseeing
Alright.
MK, and that's a thing. I think they explained it for the Celestial Pagoda and stuff like that. It's always kind of these sets that are based on not, I guess, Monkey Kid, but more Journey to the West.
Yeah.
And they always include like an MK as kind of like a tour guide, leading new people into the legend.
I do appreciate.
guess. Yeah.
Alright,
I'm
I am
going-
disappearing.
Oh, the club is
Toodaloo
Farewell,
Chan.
club.
As soon as I start talking about Monkey.
I know.
Bye.
And it's such a gorgeous set, but toodaloos.
Bye, club.
Bye, Clip.
Have a good one.
Have everyone have a good evening.
Have a great Hydro Whipper day.
Yes.
There is a ridiculous amount of lore tucked into this set. There's way too much for me to get into in a short amount of time, so I'll focus predominantly on the features here. But if you're a Journey to the West fan that like appreciates the story of how the Monkey King got his staff, stayed at this palace, any detail you could possibly think of is here. Legitimately. The set does open up. I'm going to carefully do this.
Carefully. Carefully.
Dangling over the edge of my
Oh
desk.
no,
right
Zach,
now.
no. Careful. I don't want this stream to end in tragedy.
There, it's open. But look how much wider that got.
That is really
Hang
cool.
open, and you can see
Why?
Dragon of the East Palace, or the Dragon of the East is sitting on his throne on the inside. This thing is just immaculately detailed. I really wish that my B-roll footage was still available to just show right here instead of this crusty camera footage, because it deserves to be shown off in immaculate detail. Watch somebody's review on this, because this is built so well. There are sideways gate pieces that are used as lattice work that are just kind of dropped in the side and locked into place by tile pieces that clamp on over the top. Like they
That's
just
insane.
you take sideways tiles, turn them sideways, slot them in, and put a piece on top, and they just stay there looking like this gorgeous decoration. It is so ridiculously cool. There's a bunch of trinkets and baubles in here. There's an actual geode, which I forgot they made a geode piece, but it's like a pink crystal geode here.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
They have
That's
a bunch
cool.
of those in different colors. There's some new
Yeah,
ones
like,
that are on Pick a Brick right now that aren't in any sets yet.
That's wild.
Heck yeah, go get them. You get a pink version of May's dragon sword, which I thought was really cool. Having this blade in pink just looks really good.
I was a bit disappointed by that specifically,
Go
because in the episode the sword is blue and has like a different blade shape and stuff. So I was kind of
That's
hoping
fair.
we'd get
That is fair.
Yeah.
There is a sort of bed on the back here that does have a little, I guess I'll say, Easter egg to it. If you pull the bed out, you can see that the ink scroll from the season is sitting underneath it,
That's cool.
which I thought was pretty neat. Not sure if there's any like lore significance to that or not, but I just thought that was really neat. The minifigures for this set have so much character. It's like a very cartoony and goofy version of the like the Lego Atlantis like people. Like you have this like this sea turtle scribe who's got this goofy little mustache and hat, and he's got the short legs, but he's got like a actual turtle shell on his back.
I love that guy.
It's so goofy. You have a couple of these like manta ray or crab people. I can't really tell what they are, but they're just goofy little crustacean people. Let's see. You get a couple of these lobster or shrimp people that are just perpetually angsty and frustrated looking. They're so funny.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of new molds for these.
Yeah, they're
they-
unique
They
molds.
could also work well as like Ninjago side characters, wildness
True.
or something.
Oh, they absolutely could. I gotta say, my favorite part of this set is just the fact that they managed to cram so much into such a small space. It is absolutely wild how you do have a temple that is essentially an actual temple, but built up all around it is its own it's like an aquarium. You get to see
Yeah.
a bunch of fish that are clipped onto rock pieces that look like they're just swimming by. There's a bunch of coral and sea stars, and a bunch of like there's a recolored leaf piece on the right here. It's like a translucent pink and an upside down green mop head that's used as like a sea anemone, anemone.
That's crazy.
It's just ridiculously cool through and through. And then there's a bunch of text I didn't translate on a bunch of stickers and tiles here that I think label the locations or the significance of these locations. I'd have to do some more research on that, but I just cannot recommend this set enough. This is a 10 out of 10 display piece for anyone that's a fan of Monkey Kid or Journey to the West. GL says that she wants to keep it on display forever, so just very
That's a
high
long
praise,
time.
I gotta say. It really is just
Forever.
it really is just that ridiculously good. Because none of the facade pieces feel like facades. It feels like just a horizontal slice was taken of a fully fleshed out mini kingdom and building. It's really cool.
That is very high praise.
Yeah.
But that pretty much tracks with what I have seen and the opinion
Especially-
that I have. Not
Yeah,
only-
and especially with its price point too. 2,364 pieces, 190.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good, especially for this build experience.
Monkey Kid just has so many big sets. It's hard like collect.
It's hard to keep up with them.
But-
Yeah.
They're all good, so I'm not complaining really.
Fantastic.
It is quite amazing, I gotta say.
Well done, Zack.
I'm gonna leave this here on my desk for a little while because I'm scared to move it.
That is a-okay. Can just enjoy its presence.
So you can swap back to my main camera now if you want, Sokoda.
Yes.
All right. We can end soon. I'm just about to get to like a benchmark of progress,
Alright.
so I can actually like have some kind of commentary before we end.
Still have a lot to go, but I'll probably build it off stream, so my desk is
Yeah.
free.
Wise move.
I mean, yeah.
Are you enjoying the build so far?
Yeah, it's a great set. I love it.
The city modulars are like all-time classics. I
Yeah.
love them so much.
Especially with the Ninjago ones, I like how much like how the lower levels are like old and traditional like Japanese style, and then it gets more modern as you go up. It's such a smart and cool idea.
Oh yeah.
That is pretty cool.
Get one, Zach. They're great. Get a Ninjago modular. A
Maybe
ninja godular. I don't know. I didn't quite
Ice
work it.
Master in the YouTube chat. Hey Zach, real quick question. What do you think is worst, Crystallize or Chima? Is that an old comment or is that
Yeah, it's an old
Yeah.
comment. We already asked that.
oh. I guess the comments haven't oh. Yippee!
Yippee! Good time. And then you can do the city mission sets at some point in the future, maybe. We will have other build streams.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean
I still have like another set to build as well.
that is the plan.
What are you gonna do with the Ninjago core sets? Are you gonna take them apart and use them for mocking?
Honestly, if I could give them away, I would, but yeah, mocking
Yeah.
is the next best thing.
Heck yeah.
I guess I could give them away internally between us, but
Make some cool like ninja mock.
I just wish that I had the desire to do so.
You already got other projects.
You can also,
Percolated.
just use them for something else, right? Build something completely different.
Yeah. Yeah, I could. That's probably what they're going to get used for. I mean, there's the dragon and the J mech that I have duplicates of technically have enough limb pieces that I will probably repurpose them into a mech.
Mm-hmm. We love to see it. It was cool seeing you back in review mode, Zach. Mr. Mock Spotlight.
That is true. I do think I will be doing the mock spotlight as YouTube Shorts here soon. So now that, especially now that these are gone.
So true. Freedom.
There is also one particular set that I will be buying soon to do my own personal review on because I care about it that much.
Go on.
So,
Do you want to
No.
say what it is? Or
I might leave it a surprise. I don't know.
alrighty.
I mean, I guess I don't really have to leave it a surprise.
True. Don't.
I grew up playing Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, so the fact that there's a Deku Tree set, like I'm contractually obligated to buy it. So, yeah.
Zelda's
That'll,
lane.
How dare you? How freaking dare you speak those filthy words directly to my face?
Never
I didn't
played a
actually.
Zelda game.
I was looking down at my parts. What did you say? You've never played one, Sako?
Nope.
Bro, I've
See,
only
that-
played one too. I played part of Breath of the Wild, and then I immediately dropped it when I realized that Genshin Impact was just like Zelda Breath of the Wild with like loot boxes and RPG stats. I was like, bro, this is so much cooler. And then I lost all desire to ever play.
I hate that those words fell out of your mouth in that order.
Bro, Zach, games are only fun if they have loot boxes and like microtransactions.
Yeah, it gives
Yes.
Meso a sense of pride and accomplishment.
Exactly. Games that don't aren't worth playing.
I think
Alright.
we broke Zack.
I thought I was done to a point, but like I didn't realize I still have a whole other bag to go, so I'll just call it
You
here.
still want to show your progress?
Yes, I will show the progress TM. Now that I've like ruined Zach's faith in me forever. As one does.
I tell you what, I'll give Genshin a try when you finally play a Zelda game properly.
I have played it properly, bro. I just didn't finish.
That doesn't count.
All right. This is my progress so far. Dun, da, da, da. Dun, da, da, da.
Hey,
It's missing like a chunk, but I love how it's like raised and like textured. And you have like the individual like bits and bobs, but it will eventually like coalesce. You can see like the spiral, the swirl already starting. Woo! I love it. And then I got the frame just chilling back there.
that is pretty cool.
This is gonna be excellent when all is said and done.
I am still working on trying to make that Voyanui map design for like the world map frame
Yeah.
that I've got. I really am just stuck on that background. Like I'm not sold on any particular design. I don't know. If anyone has some feedback on that,
You could
Did
put-
you ever
posted
post it in the patron chat for
I
feedback?
did
boards?
post it in the Patreon chat. I haven't posted on the boards yet. That'd be a better place to post it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
More organized discussion.
Yeah, maybe I'll go. I'll post it right now. I will. I'll go to board.ttvchannel.com and make a post about
Heck
me
yeah.
trying to make a Voyanui map design.
There you go. Well, for
I can
now,
show
I
off
think
my progress real quick.
yes, you should.
Pretty much got the
Mm,
first
sure.
level, like the old city done.
Heck
Aw,
yeah! Oh,
yeah.
that looks so ridiculously good.
Yeah.
Dude, I
it's a
love
cool
this set so much. It's so cool.
Yeah.
The OG Ninjago City is great. It's like my second favorite of the bunch.
the back kind of is a bit like the modern
Yeah.
ones look better from all sides. But
Yeah.
I mean, this is where it all started. It's iconic.
So true.
Yeah. Right.
All right. That is, I think, a fairly good ending point.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you guys very much for chilling with us. I hope you got some fun out of this. Zach, be free, be guilt free, be unburdened.
Now you gotta do those Lego missions.
Well, you know,
Now I don't have to worry about anything other than those, which those we'll make a stream out of.
just be there for when we do the next building stream. That's all.
I've
Because
got an iPad set up with the Lego app, like the Lego Builder app,
Yeah.
specifically ready to go for those.
because I have to build the National History Museum
Oh, that was
modular, and then at some point later in the year, I will be getting the Nightmare Before Christmas set, and I will be building that. So there will be two build streams. Just be there for one of them, and you can knock that off.
nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you guys very much. It was a fun time. Thank you guys for watching. We will maybe see you soon for Dreams React. Maybe I don't want to
Maybe.
promise it, but we do need to get caught up.
Maybe soon for Ninjago React, since we recorded those. I mean, it's still a month away.
About a month away, but yeah, I mean sooner than it was before.
Yeah.
They are all done, so it's just a matter of like waiting for the official release to actually like upload them.
Yeah.
You guys have a good one. We'll see you guys next time for the next video on Keep the Peace. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye bye.